Starting now. Yeah. Okay, guys. So this is Saturday morning, and it's really nice weather. Let's go outside. Bye bye. Just okay. Yeah. So what we were talking about last time. Let's carry on with that. So I'm just gonna click enable editing here. So that's a cool thing. I mean, I used to see chat of the users and how many students are joined. Now it's either I see chat or I see all the students. So wow, amazing. Cisco, you suck. Okay, anyway, so and yeah, excuse my language. Also, yeah, last episode, what we were doing was exchange online. We were talking about connectors, remote domains, testing transport rule of approval. So anyone can quickly tell me, what is transport rule? Huh, I'm just gonna hide that now. So what is a transport rule? One liner, two liners. What is a transport rule? Oops. No. Hey, come on, ChatGPT isn't open in front of me. Okay. What is a transport rule in Exchange Online?
Just
It,
mail flow.
yeah, well, so it is. Transport rule is
Yep.
helping what? Hmm. Okay, yeah, I just wanted everyone to be awake just like I am now awake. So if you're having coffees, yeah, try to switch to ChatGPT. Uh, Maybe it will help you in the remote interview as well. You know, ChatGPT in front of you. Okay, so transport rule is, yeah, you're saying?
Yeah, the transport rules are the mail flow rules that identify and take actions on messages that flow through your organization when they are in transit.
Yes, exactly. So transport rules apply on messages that are traveling or in transit. Exactly. And within the organization, I can say premises. Obviously, the rules cannot apply if they are over the internet already and left your organization, exchange, application. Obviously, as long as they are within the organization and traveling between one mailbox to another, so the transport rule can be implemented on them. And example of transport rule would be, so I'm going to go to the diagram here. If this is okay, where's the cloud here? So this is the cloud. You have your N365 services, and right now we're talking about Exchange Online. So here, if and there are mailboxes here. So user mailboxes, uh, and the rule and the email. So John is sending email to Sandy, and both are belong to the same organization. John sent email to Sandy, and this email, as soon as John sends, maybe you have a rule that as soon as John sends email, it will have to go to approval to Bob. Bob is the manager. Bob manager, right? So this is what we did last time, and we tested everything, worked fine. So it has to go through Bob. So if Bob approves, the email will go to Sandy. If Bob does not approve, email will never go to Sandy. There are many other rules we tried, and there are many more rules there already. So go ahead and play with them, but do watch the last video, and you should be able to, catch up with. Okay, oh, that's the transport rules, right? So
But this is separate from the roles that we used to have back in the on-prem days, right?
so we have Outlook rules, which are the client side rules, and we have
Rules, yeah.
our server side rules.
What about the roles? This is separate from the roles, right?
Role is separate, rule is separate. Yeah, exactly. So
It's not
roles
like
are
the
just for,
role. Yeah,
no, it's not like a role. So role is
yeah.
for admins,
Edge.
and rule is for all across all
Yeah.
users, all users across the org. There are server-side rules.
That's right.
Server-side rules, which we are now calling transport rules, and we can implement on all users in the org or one or two users. So we have the flexibility, while there are client-side rules as well, which is client-side rules, which are these rules could be configured, and one of that rule we configured in Outlook in users Outlook by the user. For example, any email coming from this particular guy should only land in my this folder. So you're creating a client-side rule that only works in Outlook, right? In users Outlook by the way. So yeah, these were the rules that we were talking about last time, and this is just a recap of that. Let's go for the next things. There are so many things to explore, and still some new students are also contacting, hey, can you join the course? So yeah, hopefully they catch up. Okay, anyway.
A-
Hmm?
And the client side rules, you have also the client access server rules, right? So those are
Oh,
similar, but not the
in,
rules
yeah,
for client side. Yeah, yeah. For
root.
CAS.
Yeah, okay. So definitely, yeah, roles. This is still upcoming topic in our exchange online as well, and we're gonna
Yeah.
come to the role. In fact, today we're gonna be discussing that. So but that's the overall thing about the rules that we talked about last week. I'm just gonna go ahead, transport rules. Resource mailbox. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We done that. Did this, done that. Been there, did this. Okay.
I
So
think
I'll just get rid of all this. And yeah,
Fazia has a question.
yep. No, it's just hand raised, or is it a question? I guess hand raised only. But she had the question already done,
Uh,
or
no,
is it?
sorry, it was just by mistake.
Oh, no problemo. All right, so let's get going, guys. And I'm gonna log into the environment, and I'm using Firefox here. For that, I'll just log into admin.exchange. I think, yeah, there's admin.exchange already saved. So Exchange Online, pretty exciting, but also uh, identity, or previously known as Azure Active Directory. They're really making a lot of changes. So maybe by my next course, when I revisit Azure Active Directory, so it would have changed a lot. And they're just replacing the same things under different categories. Okay, so here, yeah, so we talked about home, and then we talked about mailboxes, groups, resources, contacts. Then in mail flow, we talked about message trace. We did different types of traces. Rules we talked about, and yeah, this is what we were just doing a recap. Remote domains, last time we discussed, and you want to relay some email from your domain to another domain, which is either your partners or your internal company's other branch exchange server. Accepted domains is that you are the domain that you have here is responsible for sending and receiving all your company's emails, is called accepted domains. Remember that we added from Google, no, from GoDaddy.com, that domain. Suppose you add 3 or 4 domains from GoDaddy.com or any other domain registrar. And when you add them and connect them to different users, so those will all automatically become accepted domains. So those domains will be responsible for sending and receiving our emails. And then we talked about connectors, that you don't need connectors in all instances. We talked in detail about that in last class. So connectors are used for specific scenarios now. where you really want to send securely your data to your another branch on premises or another partner site, or if you want to have EOP exchange online protection services while you have a branch and you have an EOP subscription, so you can create a connector for that. If you're doing migration, then you need a connector for that. Otherwise, if there's email flow when you create a user account and purchase a license, already the mail flow is there between internet and your exchange online. It's already connected. If and I explained that when we started the exchange online course, that if we had a branch here, Toronto branch, and we had installed an on-premises exchange, then we have to actually configure a outbound and inbound connector ourselves manually to connect our exchange server to internet. But we are in internet, and there Microsoft has already configured the inbound outbound connectors for our exchange online. So Mailflow is always working as soon as you purchase a license and log in and use the exchange server for the first time. So we talked about all that, and we're going to continue now and go ahead with alerts policies, then roles, migration. We're going to talk about it. We don't have a on-premise exchange server, but yeah, I will be explaining all the terminology there. Mobile reports, insights, public folders, organization settings, just a few million topics more. So let's go ahead with alerts here. And alerts just alerts you, right, when there's a problem. Okay, next topic is, I'm just kidding. Okay, so view the most recent alerts for your organization. Now we have to create alert policies for customized alerts. But there are some alerts that could come from Microsoft if we were doing anything here. This is just test environment, so nothing going on here. Suppose there is hackware attack. Suppose there is Microsoft services down on their side. So there would be alerts sent there, but mainly we create our alert policies first, and then alerts do come. So when we go to alert policies, create alert policies to notify you when certain email related events occur. You can create policies for domain loops, new users forwarding emails, slow mail flow, new domains being forwarded emails, delayed or rejected messages. So there are many other scenarios. So what are these scenarios where you will be getting the alerts? I'm just going to click that, learn more, and one day, Monday or Sunday, it's going to open. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. And alert policies you create for whenever you want to be alerted. How alert policies work: admin tasks performed by you, create, configures, and turns on alert policy. Who? Admin. Creates, configures, turns on alert policies, view and manage alerts in Microsoft 365 Compliance Center or the Microsoft 365 Defender portal. Activities performed by users. Users do something that matches the conditions of an alert policy. Obviously, every alert works that way. So you just have to tell, hey, which for whatever, what task user do, or what happens, or what event happens, and then I need to be alerted. So tasks performed by Microsoft 365 generates an alert and sends email notifications, displays alerts in the Microsoft 365 Compliance Center or Microsoft 365 Defender portal. Compliance Center, Defender portal. So keep an eye on, Microsoft is creating many different admin portals, and the change has to be always, we have to update ourselves with now what have they changed or now what. So, it's I'll start creating some videos on what's new this week or what's new this 15 days or what's new this month. Hopefully. Okay, so this is about alert. Let's create an alert and go ahead. It's not really super exciting topic, but definitely it's mucho importante topic. So we're gonna go for the importante part of that. Oh, what am I talking about? Okay, so yeah,
we talking about purview compliance?
Yeah, for compliance
Okay.
that under
Purview.
that.
Purview, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And I'll keep that admin portal always open. And when we were talking about this, oh, things have moved. Yeah, you keep doing that, Microsoft. Okay, things have moved. Anyway, Teams is there. Yeah, yeah. So show all if I go there. So there's compliance here, but that's what we were talking about just now. And if I click compliance here, so
Yeah, that's it.
you can see this. The title stays compliance.microsoft.com, but when it appears, it's Microsoft Purview here, and it's pretty much all the compliance stuff here. Although they keep aggressively changing that as well, and there's so much there that is amazing. And we are doing some projects in our company, and some of the search queries in KQL, Fusto query language KQL are interesting. So I will try to create some videos on that, or if we might, start do that. Hopefully we do, or if it's in our way. Okay, I'm just gonna go back to what we were doing. Oh man, Cisco, what have we done?
Connectors, policies.
Yeah. So alert policies, let's go there, and new alert policy. So reply all storm detected. Now somebody replied all to 200 emails. Suppose somebody sent an email and somebody replied all, yeah, got it, or hey, that's a good email, but it went to all 200 people back. So who is doing that? There's an alert for that, and this alert is triggered when a reply all storm is detected and at least one reply all to the mail thread has been blocked. So somebody did reply all for no particular, I mean, very, very stupid reason that, oh yeah, you rule, or that is good. Anyway, see, and they've blocked the reply all storm. See the reply all storm protection mail flow report for more information. Anyway, reply all is a thing, and it really gets the, you know, uh, on the nerves, and somebody's just replying all without thinking that there are SMT or senior management team there, and CEO maybe there, and they would not like these kind of conversation with reply all. Priority accounts mail flow is unhealthy. So there are some priority accounts. Priority accounts are there. Maybe there is some mailbox that is receiving very critical alerts, and the mail flow is unhealthy. Just means that some packets, some emails are being dropped. Some emails never arrived to that mailbox. When it's sending emails, suppose there's some corruption and so many emails are being sent, so it says that we have created an alert if these kind of events happen. Messages have been delayed. Yeah, that's a common alert. And if messages are delayed, obviously you need to be alerted because your company's business's backbone is email, right? So email better be working, must be working, right? So that's why those alerts are created by Microsoft by default. The rest of the alerts, then we're gonna just now let's go ahead and create some alerts. New alert policy here and name your alert, but okay, test alerts and one and control A, control C. Sometimes they need a description, so I'm just in production mode. Obviously, you will properly put that. It's this alert is for um, if an email is never has never reached or failed to reach or delayed or anything else, right? So just put more details there and approved by this person if you want to put more details. Assign a category and severity level to help you manage the policy and any alerts it triggers. You'll be able to filter on these settings from both the alert policies and view alerts page. So yeah, first of all, severity level. We're gonna check that what are we really putting alert for, but you can put high, medium, low severity level. Suppose I go for medium, but we haven't yet decided what are we putting alert for. Trigger an alert when following insight is generated. Oh, what insight? If there's a mail loop. So what is a mail loop? So if we go for exchange online feature for mail loop. Basically, the loop means, oh, the email is coming back and forth, and some automatic replies are happening from both sides. So suppose there is, we go here, paint. Now, there are some mailboxes in many organizations that are set with automatic replies, right? So there's an exchange organization here. So suppose there is ABC company and company and exchange online, and then exchange online, seriously. And then there is another company which is XYZ Exchange Online, so XYZ company. Now they both have XBC. Okay, anyway. Uh, so there is an automatic reply mailbox, info mailbox here, and that mailbox is on automatic replies. I showed you that setting as well. Where is that setting for any mailbox? That how do you set automatic replies? And so somebody sent an email. Now there is some email that could be sent automatically by some users here. Any mailbox with any kind of scenario, and that email is automatically sent. And there's a rule there that any email coming from XPC first has to reach info mailbox. Suppose there's a rule. I'm just giving some kind of example for loop, and it automatically replies that this mailbox is not being monitored. So where can you send email to that other mailbox? But this is also sending some automatic reply, expecting acknowledgement of certain type, which it is not getting. So it's going to send again. It's going to loop again that okay, this is not monitored. This is also sending something that if there's a acknowledgement email received, then stop the email if there's some rule that you've created like that. So mail loops normally occur where some automation is involved, and either this or then there's a corruption. That's the second thing, that the mailbox is corrupt and it's sending email to. Suppose there's a malware here. Another scenario is there's a malware, and malware is actually designed. Hacker knows that if I send from this company which I just hacked just now and hacked their mailbox, and if my malware simply keeps on sending emails to all automatic reply mailboxes of that company. So what will happen? It will keep on replying back. We are not monitoring this mailbox. We are not monitoring this. It is also sending because of malware corruption. It is keep on sending. So what's the purpose of that? That will be considered as spam. And what will happen if it keeps on going without any detection from the admins? Your domain will be blocked, and that is something that really affects your business right away. And you have to then talk to those block engines. There are some block databases that get updated online. You have to contact them and you have to request them. Sometimes it takes 6 weeks, sometimes it takes a few months for your domain to be in the safe list and not blocked. Yes, Sal?
I was going to ask you, is there anything built in to prevent NDR loops from getting sent back and forth? So, like, for example, there's an email, an NDR message from a sender, right? Not the trigger from the NDR, from the recipient. Is there anything like that's built in, like as an NDR loop?
We can configure. Yeah.
Like a no reply, for example.
Yeah.
Like, for example, there's a distribution list with a no reply.
Yeah.
With no members in it, right? And
Yep.
that no reply and it sends NDRs from this DL. Is there anything built in to automatically prevent an NDR loop?
Yeah,
where it keeps getting sent them back.
Yeah.
Speaking of this, yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm waiting. So yeah, so exactly, there are solutions manually that we can configure, and then there are some alerts. We can basically, if we detect that there are some alerts coming, first of all, we can block any of the replies.
Say no reply, for
Yeah.
example. That's the distribution list.
And when that happens, that the loop just ends right away. Then
Hmm.
there are some security features there that would simply detect that sender and alert us that this is really coming into the spam list, and that sender mailbox have to be mainly the alerts come first.
Hmm.
When we identify, we can do block reply or block send if we have the access to the mailbox. There are many solutions for that, or just put a transport rule. If any email comes with this message or this body message or this subject and from this sender, then put it to our spam folder. So there are many ways to it depends on we really need that alert and it's on the loop for some reason, then
Yeah.
we can redirect it and we can fix that. So there are
Oh,
many.
because
Yeah.
yeah, so the NDR just keeps getting sent back and forth, right? So, or will the NDR message from the sender not trigger that recipient NDR? That was the kind of the base question.
Yeah.
So, for example, there's a distribution list that says no reply at, let's say, Contoso, or let's say Microsoft.com, and that NDR has no members in it.
Yeah. So NDRs basically, yeah, we have been fixing that those mailboxes. If the NDR comes also because of some error, so
Mhm.
we need to really identify that error and remove that error, and NDR stops. And main would with NDR would be get rid of the error, and NDR would stop. So NDR would be a reaction to some kind of corruption or error or something is not reachable. And there are so many 5.4.1, so we can know that this NDR comes only when this happens. That NDR comes.
Okay.
There are some.
Okay, thank you.
Well, Paul says in the chat, recently Chinese hackers managed to bypass Microsoft SSO. They managed to retrieve government files. It was on news a few weeks ago. Ouch. Paul, if you have that link as well, do. Uh, but yeah, the hackers from both sides they keep attacking each other's infrastructure. But yeah, it would be interesting to know how did they bypass Microsoft SSO.
Yeah.
In chat, I think NDR only goes to sender only, not to reply all. Yeah. So whoever tried to send, and it was not reached, so NDR will come to it. That person, the sender itself, exactly. And yes, it's not going to go to the reply message unless we have put some rules there as well that
Mhm.
the email from the sender did not reach you because of this. That rarely happens. It's always the sender that gets it. So yeah, when we reach there, definitely we're going to talk about that. But better troubleshoot and remove the reason for the NDR initiation. Okay,
There's
and
tons of NDR codes, so I just thought maybe there's millions. Yeah, and
okay.
headers.
Uh-huh. Okay, so there are like mail loop would be one reason that there's a loop that has been created. Slow transport rule, the transport rules we talked about last time. There we have in our company like maybe 20 ish more or less rules there, and yeah, they could be slow as well in implementing. And if the rule is slow, suppose that could really create issue as well. If the rule actually is slow, what is the issue that could be created? Let's just talk about it. So suppose you have put a disclaimer on the all the going outbound emails. There's a transport rule, which automatically adds disclaimers. Now, in fact, why don't we give it a task to everyone? Create that, get a disclaimer, regular disclaimer from anywhere on the internet or ChatGPT will create for you. ChatGPT will create for you a perfect disclaimer, and then implement to organization and try to send an email outside of your exchange, and the disclaimer should automatically connect to your email. So let me just first put it as a assignment attach. So configure an automatic disclaimer. disclaimer to all outbound emails in your organization. Okay, let's see who break the bubbles. You have to just uh, you Google it, you YouTube it, and there you go. There's so many people have shown this, but make it happen and do it because you will be getting this task. My junior admin got that task, so he configured it, but it really got very complicated because our communication department's head was really stubborn on, hey, disclaimer should have, we were stuck in the logos, especially we were stuck in the size of the social media links under the disclaimer. So and that was where then some third party software we had to purchase, and if we were about to purchase, but we didn't. Anyway, it really got complicated in our side because of so many demands that it should be perfect disclaimer in all devices. It should be perfect as well. The icons for LinkedIn, icons for other social media apps. Anyway, so I'm just gonna put that here in WhatsApp. So this is I will configure automatic disclaimer to all outbound emails in your organization. Create screenshots for the steps and email to me at gmail.com. We have done in our organization, we have the documentation already. It's your effort that would tell me that, whoa, you guys are like really into it. Okay, anyway, I'll just make a few thousand more slides here. What did I make? Yeah, okay. So this is assignment, but anyway, that's the thing that we were talking about. That if there's a disclaimer, you can attach a disclaimer here. Now, suppose the email goes out, but the rule is slow, and it did not actually put a disclaimer there, which is a company strict policies, and companies do take it very seriously if disclaimers are not showing because of some compliance that they are implementing. So if the transport rule is slow and it did not implement an automated disclaimer, then your email will reach some other organization and they will say, hey, we thought you were compliant and you had put some disclaimer there. We won't see that. So it can even cost you business, or it can really tarnish your image in the company as a compliant company with international standards. So transport rule being slow is a big deal, definitely. Okay, thank you for sharing the links, Paul and Sal. So, okay, now there are some signatures and headers and footers as well. But so
Yeah.
slow rules. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you. And then there is new users forwarding. Now this is one of some of the users were caught in my previous when I was in Scotiabank. So in the Microsoft team, handling all Microsoft applications for the bank. For Exchange Server, we detected that few users were had put forwarding to every bank email that they were receiving to their Gmail or Yahoo or Hotmail, to their private email, personal email. So that was something they were then warned, harshly warned, that this is really you're not being compliant and you're tarnishing our image in the industry as well. So if any user has implement forwarding, especially new users have implement forwarding email. So what is forwarding? Any email that you receive in your mailbox is forwarded to somewhere else, some other mailbox automatically, right? So that is a no-go situation. Nobody should be doing that for any company unless it's approved by higher authority. And in what cases it would be approved? Like you're forwarding crazily or blindly, you're forwarding whatever is received in one mailbox. So let me give you a scenario where we were doing that in the bank, but that was not personal email. So I was also in charge of or responsible for security compliance software that during investigations they would contact me that we are investigating this person, and can you retrieve emails from uh, you know last 2 years or last 7 years for this user from this date to this date. Um, so what we were doing was, first of all, we had to had a copy. So there's a rule that is upcoming, and that's called journaling, and we're going to be doing lab on that as well. But journaling just means that suppose there is 10, 20K users there. So those users' mailbox, whatever email is uh, all inbound, what we were doing, all inbound, outbound, and this is perfectly legal for a company to do because journaling is a feature available for any company, inbound, outbound, and any email that you do for the company, it's a property of the company actually. It's not your personal property. So all inbound, outbound emails for all users were, and many companies do that. Pretty much a majority of the companies do that at least. Were forwarded to mailboxes that were outside organization. So they purchased another domain and purchased huge space mailboxes. Uh, so outside organization, outside org, which was also obviously our purchased domain org mailboxes. So all the emails, inbound, outbound of all the users were being journals. We call it journaling. Every company does that, and they call it journaling. And why? Because of using investigations. Because and every government requires you to do what? Every government requires you to have financial data, 7 years old at least, financial data of all the users. Before I used to say that, okay, all the data for 7 years for all the users. Then I realized, or actually somebody told me that, hey, it's not all, it's financial data. So financial data of every user for last 7 years must be with every company for all the users. And if government asks for investigation and you cannot produce that data, because you were not backing up. So you will be fined dearly. It will be a huge fine on the company by the government or security agencies, right? So outside org mailboxes, journaling was done. So now this is blind forwarding. This is like forwarding pretty much everything, right? So that does not come. This is the feature being used, external line feature that is being used. So obviously that doesn't come in the alert. You've configured journaling, it's perfectly fine. Alert will not come. Someone is doing that from one mailbox to outside of organization mailbox. Yes, that will produce an alert for any particular user doing that, right? Otherwise, uh, journaling is a feature that exactly does that on very large scale, but that's a feature that you can use. Okay, anyway, I'm going to go back here. New user forwarding, yes, that's not acceptable, but any other user, but the feature can do that. New domains being forwarded. So there are some domains, as I said in this example, yes, there was another. Obviously, this is a domain. Outside org mailboxes under a domain. Obviously, you have to purchase a domain and then you have to create mailboxes under that domain. So some new domains were added. New domains being, and then emails were being forwarded by few individuals. One or more individuals were forwarding that to totally new domain. So that's also a big concern. And why would they want to do that? Obviously, if the management doesn't know, that's pretty much very, very big deal. That maybe there's an espionage going on, and some of the internal company secrets and information related to something that they don't want to share is being forwarded to some other mailboxes outside organization. So forwarding is a big, big thing. We have alerts on our Exchange Online dashboards in our company, and yeah, they keep on. This is automatic. They alert us right away. Hey, this user has uh, enabled automatic forwarding of all email messages. Okay, so new domains, why would they do that? And cert expiry, this is pretty bad. So if security certificate expires, nobody would trust and any communication done from your side to their company. So security certificates are obviously you have to purchase those security certificates for authentication and trust. Security certificates. Okay, if I go there, so security certificates, not certifications, seriously. So that's security certificates like DigiCert. DigiCert would be one company that would be purchasing. GoDaddy selling those. SSL Digital Certificate Authority. So CA Certificate Authority sells security certificate or SSL digital certificates. Now those certificates are used for two things. Okay, so Raza says in the chat, all alerts goes to admin. If so, alerts could be no admin would not do that. Admin would create a separate mailbox. So suppose the mailbox is alerts at and the company name, right? So abc.com domain. So special separate mailboxes are created just to receive alerts because admins are receiving critical email, and if they are bombarded with alerts, so they will really be it will be really messy mailbox if so many alerts are coming to admin mailbox, right? So yeah, there are separate mailbox created for just to receive alerts, and obviously admins have to check those mailboxes regularly. If they miss it, whoa, that's not a good thing to do. Okay, so here, SSL digital certificate, it is used for two things: authentication and encryption, right? So you purchase that certificate and then you put it on your site. Just like if I go to Scotia Bank or any other site, and you see those commonly those logs there. So if I go to the bank site here, location. So there's that log sign here, and connection is secure. If you go to connection is secure, more information is there. So verified by Entrust. So Scotiabank has purchased security certificate or SSL certificate from Entrust. Entrust is a CA certificate authority, right? And though that certificate authority has so Entrust is a well-known certificate authority. This means that other companies would see this and they would see, where did they purchase certificate from? Oh, Entrust. Okay, yeah, we trust Entrust. And then it would be easier for the companies to do business with these banks because they have purchased the encryption and authentication certificates from a well-known CA. Well-known. There are some cheap. Suppose I go for cheap SSL certs as well. And if you're, oh sorry, I'll go for cheap SSL certificates. And the site actually says Namecheap. Uh, so there are EV certificates or extended validation certificates. There's DV certificate, domain validation certificates. So they validate your domain if your domain is you own that domain. And second, they extended validation just means that they would actually confirm that does this company even exist or not. Yeah. Okay. So an essential SSL domain validation great for personal website. So, but you're getting it from some site like this. So obviously any company that is doing serious business with you and exchanging very critical, sensitive data there, documentation there with you, would not be really, happy that what you're spending to secure your communication on your website, to log in for the users to log into your website. If you're doing this, now it may not be very, very strong security here. And while the other ones, like suppose you go for DigiCert, it's actually one of the most expensive ones, one of the expensive ones. DigiCert certificates, you purchase that from there. They really investigate your company background, your financial background, and then your domain. Do you own that domain? And then they offer also how deep the encryption should be. So there are so many features. And then when companies are really doing business with you, they are really calm and they are good. they trust you that okay, you've purchased security for encrypting all the communication from a very good CA or certificate authority, right? Okay, so if cert expires, that's a very, very big deal. So don't forget global. So Sal says in chat, don't forget global sign, also well known and Microsoft recommended. Yeah. So there are many others. There are dozens of them which are there, which are actually very good. If you go to suppose TD Canada, so TD Canada would have some other one. I think DigiCert or TD Canada, but there are many others. Many others. So if you go for that, and just wanted to give you one more example here. It is actually secure and it is from, oh, it is also from interest. They were having DigiCert before. Yeah, they can change to anyone else if they find better. Boom, interest is gaining momentum. Okay, guys, just one more. CIBC. Are all the banks doing that? Or just, uh, oh, DigiCert. Okay. DigiCert is Australian. And interest, I don't know. But anyway, so those are the ones that would really catch others' attention. Okay, yeah, their security is good. And, all right, anyway. So we were talking about this, and third expiry. Oh, okay. So there's another question from Raza. How we check they are good in certificate? Well, it's a market reputation, and what kind of features they are offering. Um, some big websites are also some big websites, banks, right? Banks cannot afford any lapse in security, right? They would go for the highest security that is available anywhere. So you would just go and check that, oh, those banks are doing that. Then you would go and learn the features of, oh, these are the SSL certificates with 256 encryption, 512 is the encryption value for that. So then you would go for those companies. You would have to investigate obviously if big banks are doing that. So then you go and check what are the features there. Then you go for and choose some. And how much is it? I mean, some would issue certificate in $2,000. Right, for banks it's still peanuts, but and some are going to give it for $500 for a website and for your all resources. So yeah, it depends on what you just do your homework and check who else is using that and check why are they using that, what are the features here if the banks are using this, right? Okay, so here I'm going.
Anything free?
I think there is, or at least 6 months free. uh,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, there are some. Free would be, wow. Why would they be
Why
free?
not?
Maybe there are $10. The price is so low for some of them in
Hmm.
cheap certificates, but yeah, I haven't seen anything free, but they might be. Yeah.
You're
So
cutting
guys,
off.
oh, sorry guys. Are you able to listen to me? Am I okay? Is my sound okay?
Your resources. Okay.
Is it still okay? Oh yes. So it's yes and yes. Yeah. Even from Calgary, it is yes. So this means my sound is really okay, I
Who's
guess.
who's from Calgary over here?
Jamie. So yeah. Okay. So here mail loops, flow transport rule, new users forwarding, um, and new domains forwarding. So these are all big deals. Definitely, you would want to have an alert for a big deal, not a small deal. What kind of waste? Okay, anyway. So mail loop. Yeah, I will just go for anything. New user forwarding. Suppose you want to put an alert for new user forwarding. These are all kind of high alerts, but yeah, whatever you want to put there. And user forwarding this next, and then send email notification. Email recipients are who? So if I go for, I had opened that Alex, no, Justin, Justin Trudeau Bieber, no, B Trudeau, True Bieber. Okay. So anyway, Justin or dot. Hey, who's the decide if you want to notify people when this alert is triggered? Yeah, who's going to be receiving the alert? Obviously. Excuse me. And excuse me. So how many alerts per day you want to receive? Yeah, no limit. Suppose that guy is stubbornly doing that, or suppose the one of those alerts are coming again and again. Now, first of all, I'm not going to give in a production environment. I'm not going to give my mailbox. Here, I'm just doing that because I'm logged into this. Otherwise, obviously, I'll be putting some alert mailbox, alert 1, alert 2, alert 3, critical alerts mailbox, sensitive alerts mailbox, highly confidential alerts mailbox, whatever you want to name those
Yes.
mailboxes.
Let's
And
do
next,
ITS support.
ITS, yeah, we don't have
There you go. That was the one that you used before, right?
ITS,
No, IT support.
yeah. So
IT?
no, but we don't have
We created it.
IT support.
Yeah, IT support.
That was a shared mailbox.
Yeah,
And checking
yeah, yeah. We did.
IT, anything ID. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
IT.
IT support.
Hmm. Somebody's watching videos. That's very good. Very good. Okay, thank you. And I'll just put that ID support. In fact, yeah, that's also not going to be, hey man, I have to then open IT support as well. Okay, I'll just put ID support as well because I need to actually prove that it works right away. So I'll just put this as well. But in production environment, obviously, I will not put ID support as for tickets and for user issues. So definitely in a production environment, you will be creating a mailbox like alert at the company domain name. Okay.
We'll use it for everything.
Oh yeah. And create and done. So yeah, you will just do that. And how soon the alerts start coming up? That's the question, right? So if I go for some user here, and I hope I have the last password. Okay, good. Alex password is here, so we're good now. And I'll go for quick new private window portal.office, and it opens today. Yes, today. Okay, and Alex next, and the password is so I'm gonna set a forwarder. That's it. And oh man, if I set a forwarder, I have to send that person email, right? Okay. So here, sign in. Yeah, go ahead. Can I avoid that? Oh no. Okay. So what's the code? 076 595 076 595. Yeah, stay signed in. Okay, and Outlook. And yeah, it's opening. And if you're frustrated, you can do this, and especially this. Okay. So here and forwarders. So where do I go for forwarders? I go to settings here, this one, and yeah, it's the first or second one. Where the forwarders? Message forwarding. There's a forwarding. Enable forwarding, and go for hey, send anything to. In fact, I will say it like this: Hey, send all the emails to my Gmail account. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the espionage. Oh, okay. So yeah, keep forwarding messages. Keep a copy of forwarding messages. Okay, yeah, keep a copy here as well. Um, and forwarder is enabled now. But what I said was, okay, so sure. So here, what I said was, yeah, keep forwarding that messages, and thank you for the espionage. Wow. Okay, espionage means what? Like doing sending things to someone else. Okay, I'll just quickly send one email. It's gonna get forwarded, and hopefully the alert comes. to my mailbox and to IT support mailbox as well, right? So I'm gonna go to 9 dots here, and then hey 9 dots, I clicked you, yeah, oh, okay, and Outlook, and I'm gonna send an email to Alex, and that should be forwarded to my Gmail, and that alert should be generated then, right? And new email, Alex, test one forwarding alert send. Obviously, Alex receives that, and yeah, that's one. And well, if forwarding is enabled, I'm gonna go to my other mailbox there, which is on the other screen. Obviously, it's my Gmail, so I don't want you to see all my, $1 million or gazillion or trillion dollar transactions. I wish. Okay, so I'll just log into my Gmail on the other side, and forwarding should be working. But the thing is, how soon does it all come? And second thing, does it make it on junk mail? Okay, rewards, no. Facebook, no. EC Council, no. Hmm. Okay, and I'll just quickly check spam on my other monitor. So yeah, it was not forwarded first of all. So I'm gonna check the thing again if the forwarding was actually enabled. Yeah, it is enabled. IT Gallery and Gmail. So it might be a it might take some time, but automatic forwarding should be there configured, and I should be receiving something for forwarding. Well, I'll be receiving one day, Monday or Sunday. Social promotions and primary. Nope. Yeah, if the forwarding does happen, then it will create an alert and nothing in spam still. 5 top 10. Hmm. Okay. Anyway, so guys, yeah, this is something that will happen and in one day, Monday, or Sunday. So if forwarding happens and there's an alert should come to my mailbox as well because I put myself as a recipient. And other than that, so there's a report that Army generates about new risky sign-ins, and there you go, forwarding did happen. Oh, it was undeliverable. So the email couldn't be forwarded from Alex to another mailbox. Your message wasn't delivered because the recipient's email provider rejected it. So okay, there's an NDR. So we were talking about NDR. This is how it looks like. NDR. So non-delivery report, and the NDR message is this: access denied. Your organization does not allow external forwarding. That's why. So by default, Microsoft has not allowed external forwarding, and on the org level, you have to open it for the forwarding to happen. So well, that alert did come, right? Uh, and the recipient was, this is the alert, right? So subject, yeah, okay. Anyway, it works. And one more thing, and that is one more thing, which is, so there's alert policies that we create, and then there's alerts, right? So alerts should be populated as well. But one day, Monday or Sunday, they will be. Actually, they don't appear right away because there is always, in 1 or 2 hours, the dashboard shows what in majority of the cases. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and try to um, go for the next one. And now this is proven, yeah, alert works, and that we have forwarding is denied already on the org level. So this is very good, and Microsoft has taken many steps there. Now we're going to come down to roles here. So roles are admin roles and user roles and Outlook web app policies. So what are those? So when we go for admin roles, admin role groups give users permissions to view what? View data, complete tasks, and use partial panelets in the Exchange Admin Center. Give users only the access they need by assigning the least permissive role. The main idea is this: give users only the access they need by assigning the least permissive role. So, coming up for least permissive roles is something that administrators have to really work for. And sometimes we don't know that, oh, user's job is this. So, what is the least permissive role that we can give? Now, here are these roles. Communication compliance provides permission to all the communication compliance roles like administrator, analyst, investigator, and viewer. If you are one of those, you need to be added to communication compliance role. So this is a role group, right? And communication compliance administrators, then it comes to that, who are the actual administrators, who can actually assign others, right? The communication compliance role. Compliance administrator, then there's compliance management, compliance admins, it keeps on going, discovery management, exchange server admins, hygiene, information protection, it goes on and on, information protection readers. Wow, they've added so many roles from last time. So guys, question to you is, which of the, in this page, which of the exchange roles is the highest privileged role? Anyone can guess which of these roles in this page are the highest uh, permission privileged role? I asked this question because I need to have a sip of tea. No. Yeah, anyone? Already have a knowledge? Highest privileged. So, top first one, Jamin says, and top first one is information protection admins. Nope. Wow, even we read the details, I don't think we will be able to know still, because they have put the, but just like we have a global admin in Microsoft 365, there is the highest privilege role for Exchange Server as well. Okay, so Raza says privacy management. No, that's not the highest. So what is the highest privilege role? You can do anything and everything in Exchange organization. So which one is the highest privilege role here? Even with the description, I think you won't be able to tell. So Rafael says information protection admin. No. Oh, everyone's going for that. Yes. Jamin says it. It's organization management. Yeah, the wording says it, right? Organization management. This is the whole organization, right? So exactly. Yeah. So it's this role. If anyone's part of this, they can do pretty much all these roles, right? Actually, no. You that is, so if I go to organization management and assigned, and there's assigned here, right? These are the admins assigned. Oh, Paul says the thought it was security admin. So yeah, it is security admin is admin for security, but management involves many other areas as well. Excuse me. So Exchange administrator user or group is part of this role. Okay? So obviously, you're the Exchange administrator of your Exchange organization. So obviously, you need all the privileges. Global administrator of Microsoft 365 services, all services is also part of this. So if you are a global administrator, automatically you're part of the organization management. You can do whatever. So permissions, that's a good thing. They just then 58 permissions are there. So that's a lot of permissions. But you can see some of the permissions are not selected. And yeah, I was gonna say that actually. That first I was saying, if you're part of this role, you can do anything and everything. But no, that's not true. For you can do majority of the things, but some of the more sensitive things, still you have to enable yourself. Legal hold application, right? Compliance administrators can do that. Are you kidding me? Application mail full access. So these are the roles even global admins don't have. And this is good security feature. Before it used to be pretty much anything and everything, right? Hey, mailbox search. You serious? So yeah, the explanation for that is, I can do mailbox search easily, right? I was able to do that. I didn't have to come here and enable myself. So whoever is part of organization management cannot actually do mailbox import, export, and mailbox search, which are kind of more common things. But if I just show you um, who is it assigned to, so Exchange Administrator, whoever is part of this group actually can do anything, because this group might be added to many of the other roles as well. But wherever it is not added, you have to manually add that for security reasons, right? It's a good thing that you're not able to do pretty much everything, but you still can get that permission without asking anyone, and just allow yourself to do it. So you still have all the powers. But the thing is, you don't have it enabled right away, but you can activate it. You don't have to ask anyone because you're the exchange administrator, right? So it's 58 different tasks that you can do across Exchange server. So organization management is the top role, but then there are many the security operator, security reader, tenant admins, view only organization management. It goes on and on, right? But you can also uh, create your own role. Wow, what is that? You can also create your own role, which is I'm going to go ahead and copy role group, right? And I'm going to create desktop guys role. So desktop guys need to do certain tasks, but we will try to see which tasks, right? So hopefully it's the same. I hope they didn't made any aggressive changes. So desktop support, role group. Now, why would we create a role group here? Because then we can add a user knowing that, hey, this user can do only this, and that task, right? So suppose I go for that, and default scope is across the organization, but whatever we allow. Now there are 74 different tasks that you have to select and assign to this group. And whichever user gets added to desktop support, you will know exactly what they can do and what they cannot do. Okay, Raza says in chat, can admin create as temporary user as everything? With every role, yeah. So you can create a user, you can assign give that user exchange administrator, you can add it to exchange administrator group and assign organization management role, yes, and then just delete it when they're done. So yeah, it's all manual process, but yes, you can do that. 74 items are there. What can
You can, I
desktop guys do? Yeah, you were saying?
was gonna say you can assign PIM for that role.
Yes, that will cause expiry of that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, automatic expiry. Okay, so we're going for selecting tasks. So that's a lot of tasks that you have to then do a homework on. That what tasks you are supposed to give to desktop support, and what tasks you're not supposed to give. So then, mail recipients, this role enables administrators to manage existing mailboxes, mail users, and mail contacts in an organization. This role can't create. These recipients can create is a good thing, and especially can delete. But sometimes you want desktop guys to delete something as well. Anyway, I'll just give this, and you can configure mail tips as well. So they can configure mail tips when you're about to email someone. A tip appears on the top. We did that in last class as well. You can see that mailbox search. Yeah, that could be level 2. So it's up to you and what management finally approves. Move mailboxes. It could be that if there's thousands of mailboxes and you want some other hands as well, then you can add that. Reset password, definitely. Desktop support guys should be doing that. And retention management, role management, security group, security reader, Oh, that's 74, right? So I have to go a bit faster. User options. The role enables. So you have to do a lot of work there. Obviously, if you own the audit logs, maybe, maybe not. We only recipients, but they can actually make changes to the recipients. So yeah, oh, okay, I've done 74. So there are many others that I would want to give, but I'm just going fast and selecting something just to give you an idea that this is how we will go and do that. Address lists, maybe they can go through that and remove contacts and add contacts. But I would add actually more as well. Oh, okay. So Jamin says, but principle of least privilege applied right then. Exactly. Yes. Least privilege is this that you go with your custom rule. So that would guarantee least privilege. Otherwise, there is I think a role group for desktop. I think, but it has more tasks or more privileges that you may not want to give. So
You're talking about the user administrator, Amir?
yes, user administrator. Well, it's a Azure Active Directory role, but in Exchange there are different names.
Yeah.
Yes, there are for Exchange. Once I'm out of this, we can also again go there. But yeah, I would just simply go for this for desktop support guys and go for very less amount of rules. Whatever exact they want to be doing, they should be doing. I would add there. So I'm gonna click next. Excuse me. And it would be who? Okay, Justin or just out. Okay, Justin and next, and yeah, that's it. So you get an idea that okay, I've created a role group here, and I've added a member as well. Now that member can only do those tasks that I selected. But so that would be a very important thing to consider. In my company, it is different. So the concept is totally different. There's a junior admin, there's a senior admin. So my junior admin pretty much has admin privileges other than global admin, obviously. But and It's not like I'm restricting this guy to very very minimum only these 1 2 3 tasks only. It's called silo. Everyone is in their own silo with a lot of permissions and privileges, and they are given different projects. And yeah, so still, senior administrator has some uh, higher privileges, but junior administrator also is pretty much packed with a lot of privileges. Only few higher level tasks they cannot do. So yeah, that's overall something went wrong, and we couldn't add the desktop role group. Are you kidding me? What's something? So that's nice troubleshooting tip for us. Excuse me. Frog stuck in the throat. Sometimes there's a combination of roles that sometimes some combination of roles that are not acceptable by Microsoft. That okay, if this role is given with this role, that other sensitive role cannot be given. But the error does not show that. And I did not do anything. Oh, maybe the space. I'm not sure, but I'll just try it. Next. It's not case sensitive. Uh, Add role group with just some permissions. Permissions are address list, mail recipients, mail tapes, reset password, user options. I just went random. Otherwise, oh, you don't have access to create, change, or remove address list, desktop, support role group, management role assignment. You must be assigned delegating role assignment to the management role or its parent in the. Oh, okay, got it. So address list is one role that I cannot provide unless my Exchange administrator user is added to another role called management role assignment. So I'm just going to go back and I can add permissions from here as well. Okay, address list, you're gone. Next. I just want to get it done. Okay,
Add the role.
mail recipient. Yeah, so I have to be added here. Management role assignment, and you must be assigned a delegating role assignment to the management role or its parent in the hierarchy. Dude, okay, anyway. Hey, break at 11:36. I'm kidding. 12 o'clock, right? Raza needs a break now. Um, why are you breaking us? 11:36 is too early. I think need to go somewhere. Um, Okay, so yeah, I was not able to do that because I need to be added to management role group. So yes, you have to be added to certain other groups. So you have to do this. Um,
Add the role. Yeah.
and hygiene management, information, organization management, recipient, privacy, security, tenant admins. Are you kidding?
Go
Oh,
to admin center, Amir.
yeah, admin center. So first of all, it's not an exchange role. I just wanted to go for one more thing here. Help desk. I just wanted to show you one since I'm here. So help desk is already created there, right? We were creating a help desk role with lesser privileges, right? But what does help desk already has? So help desk can application calendars. Okay, calendar read and write, context read write, EWS access application, EWS access as app, Exchange Web Services. So Exchange full access. So here they will have full access, mail full access, mail read, basic write, send. Okay, that's a lot of data loss prevention as well. So that's a compliance admin. Well, actually, those are the roles that are added there. So what? That's a Superman. Okay, that's a lot of security reader. Okay, reader is okay. Reset password is okay, but DLP and some other rules are a bit more higher level. So some desktop supports can do that. Help desk can do that too. Once you configure DLP, yes, users would put a complaint, and then if that's a big organization, then you may have to delegate this to the help desk as well. Anyway, when you're creating your own role group, you have to have all the permissions, and then you have to be checking this. Otherwise, help desk is already there. That's what I wanted to show for this. So yeah, you can create a role group with any set of policies there. And if we go for that management role, and there are roles here, role assignments. This is admin center now. Exchange admin center. We are outside of Exchange, right? And this is the admin center here. Um, and global admin, although global admin should be able to do that, but yes, help desk administrator is here as well on the Exchange side, right? And the permissions here, this is overall full Microsoft 365 services. That was just Exchange help desk. This is the whole M365 help desk. Manage all, read and configure service health in Azure portal. Oh, read BitLocker keys, reset passwords. Okay, that's fine. So they have also good permissions here. Read and configure service health, service request, support tickets in Azure portal. Okay, that's help desk administrator, but those roles should be customized as well. Anyway, there are
Do you
all
have
roles here. Yeah,
do you have a snapshot of that error?
there. Oh, now I have totally, exchanges here. I have cancelled it, but it's recorded. So after the video is
Yeah.
released, yeah, the snapshot will be there as well, or like it will be showing there. But you can see I'm in M65 Admin Center, and there is role assignments for Azure AD, but that was Azure AD. Then there is Exchange, then there is Intune, then there is Billing. So role assignments for all levels are there. If we go to Exchange, so is that exactly what we were seeing there? I do see it as a different um, way. Oh, there are 29 items here. While in Exchange, there is one selected. Let me just unselect that. So there are 29 items here as well. So we're pretty much seeing the same thing in Admin Center. This is Exchange Center. So 29 roles there. Those 29 roles are here. So from here also you can give those roles, right?
What
Um,
what was what was the role it was asking for?
management assignment something. So yeah, overall, I was trying to give an idea, but when you want to dig down deep, that would be, hey, you can do it.
Oh,
Different
it's part of
ideas.
RBAC.
You don't need to really follow. Huh?
it's part of RBAC. It's a link between the role and the role assignee.
Yeah, so just the role that, so there was
Or
something.
RBAC.
RBAC. RBAC is also, I mean, you still have to know the role, which role to give, right? And then it would be, then we would
There,
go for RBAC as well. But the main role, where is it and how to configure it, have to be there. So that's a lot of roles here and show suggested roles. But anyway, I'll just go there and add role group and do that again, test. And if the investigation goes further, then we can keep it as a assignment for you guys. You can just try to check. So I went for address list, right? And some others. Okay, this and that and this, just random. Next and just in, just out.
just in time.
Okay, just in time as well.
Scroll
And
down. Yeah. There you go.
I
Okay.
have access to that. And
Can you take a can you copy that? Yeah, I was gonna say that. Let me take a look at it. I'll let you know if I find anything.
cool. Thanks. And oh, it's not even pasting inside that chat. Wow.
What about the copy, the red circle? Yeah.
Okay, click that. I hope that is, yeah.
And then copy the text.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So words, it should be searchable. Hey, ChatGPT, do your magic. But definitely sometimes ChatGPT is, many times actually, you have to refine search and then sometimes no way what they're suggesting is. So, yeah, okay. So while this is going on, management role assignment,
Did you
to be assigned.
can you
And
can you post that in the chat? Let me take a look.
yeah, I put it in WhatsApp group. Oh, okay. In this chat. Go for here. There you go. And
I'll let you guys know. Continue, I guess.
cool. That would be great. Font size. Okay, it's already 120. Yeah, this error is really small, so I put it, Raza, I put it in the as well. You can see it from your side. So, guys, it needs this delegating role assignment to the management role or its parent. So, uh, well, this could be done as a homework. You can try to do it as an assignment and make it happen, because then I have to search it and that takes time as well. And we have just a few million more features. But the whole idea about it is that you can do some selective permissions as well. You can do some custom permissions as well, right? And that's the way Quickly Click next. So if we go ahead, role assignments is there, then there's administrative units. So role assignment, yeah, suppose you want to add someone there. So that's pretty straightforward. Guest inviter, groups administrator, all this. So if I click that, so you can just see who are assigned here, and you can add users here or add groups here, right? So this is pretty straightforward, nothing rocket science here. So that's why not much here we can do other than, oh yeah, rules are there. So in Exchange also, it is like that. So I'm just gonna cancel out. And so I'm just gonna go back to Exchange, and there we were talking about admin roles. So there are admin roles and there are user roles as well.
Amir, open the organization management role.
Okay. Let me just put that.
And then go to the permissions. And I think if it's not checked, then you won't be able to. You should be able to see it once it's checked.
I copied all the. Oh, just a sec. Ah. And I'll just paste it here. Okay, yeah, it was saying.
So you need to be on. You have to open up the organization management role, and then there's permissions.
Okay, great. So our management is this. There's permissions here and
permissions, and then you have to make sure the what did I just do here? Role assignment is ticked. Role assignment, role management is ticked. Role management.
okay.
Role.
T. Role management is ticked actually.
Yeah.
So that's one of the T shoots.
So then add yourself as a user of that role. If you're not part of that role, then it probably wouldn't work.
I'm the global.
That's if you have signed that. Yeah. Are you assigned to it?
I'm a global.
No, I know, but assign your name to it.
Yeah.
Happens. Yeah.
Because I'm able to do everything else. So, but definitely, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see.
Part of the group that is having access. So
See
adding
what happens.
user, it's the same thing. But yeah, it could work. So I'll just try one more time. I'm trying too early. So in cloud, that's the thing. When we are trying too early, copy of organized. No, okay. We're not copying anything. We're just adding a role group, add a role group, and test. Test.
Right scope.
Oops. Adding. Okay. Next. And address list was the pain in the neck. So I'll go for that. Next. Members is, I think I'll go for some other one. Justin is not proving to be. Okay, just kidding. Patty. Next.
Your name to it, maybe to the assign. Put yourself in as well.
No. Why? I already have.
Because.
No.
Because I don't think Patty's part of that role.
Users to assign this role group, they'll have permissions to manage the roles that you assigned in the previous step, right?
Is she licensed?
Yeah, she has E5 license, but she's not having admin roles. No, this role group is for support desktop guys, right? So I cannot make myself desktop support. This is least privileges area, right? So any end user will be getting this, not me.
Let's try it. Who knows? We'll see.
You're making me a desktop admin now. I'm a global admin. Okay. So yeah.
We're all.
So it's
okay.
Management role assignment. So guys, this is an assignment, and good luck configuring that. Also check it out. What's going on?
Hey, help and support Microsoft. Create a ticket.
Make it.
Create a ticket for the class.
Exactly. So guys, this is the assignment for you. How can we create a role group? Let's see who troubleshoots first and put it in the group and give the solution, right? It was how to, problem creating a role group in Exchange Online, which student can T-shoot this, right? Let's see who breaks the bubble. This is seems to be pretty straightforward, and I just don't want to go right now in that limited 4 hours per week to troubleshoot. But yes, this is a very good thing to troubleshoot during the weekend and before the next class, or whoever comes up with the solution first. It shows error. So yeah, Jamie.
Can you please increase your screen size?
Yeah, this is already, Raza, see this? 120.
130?
120.
120. Okay.
It's already it's always already like that.
Okay.
This one is good, right?
Yeah, okay. It's good, but in the recording, it would show 120.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen the recording, but the previous recordings, I hope if you were seeing those, then you can let me know. Okay, so guys, this is the error, and I've put the screenshots there. Let's see who breaks the bubble and troubleshoots it first. So guys, if market needs troubleshooters, if you can troubleshoot then yes.
In the meantime, create a ticket with Microsoft.
What? Hey, we need to troubleshoot first. Did we really give our 100% troubleshoot? Then only we can create a ticket with Microsoft. Okay, so let's go ahead, guys. And there is a user role, admin roles, and then there's a user role, right? And in fact, there's a thing called cream role, which I really love, right? And cream roles are like rowdy, creamy. Oh, just kidding. Okay, so admin role, we have talked about that. Yes, higher management. When you're doing, you need privileges to perform some tasks. Then you get admin roles, but there are user roles as well. So user roles as well. So mine doesn't show any error. Oh, so Jamin says, sir, mine doesn't show any error. Then it shows error. Huh? Okay. So this means it's not resolved yet. Let's see who breaks the bubble first. So, yeah.
There is an address list role, believe it or not.
Okay, now reshoot and give solutions so we can all try because we have moved ahead. Because we have
We'll keep this in the video, right, for people to try.
Oh, we will keep in the video. Well, yeah, if the solution is there, then I will just perform next class and it will be in the video. Yep. Okay, so default. Now, what is the difference between admin roles and user roles? What do you mean by user roles here, right? User roles are just slightly higher privileges where you're allowing users to do something that you don't want to be troubled for. So suppose you don't give any role, any privilege to the user. So user will be creating so many tickets for you that, hey, admin, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this? Can you do that? Now, suppose I open Outlook here. There's so many things. User wants to create a folder. Hey, admin, because thanks to your strict policies, I cannot right click here and create a folder. So can you now create a folder for me? And also, like, see this, create a new folder, add shared folder or mailbox, assign policy. Admin, can you assign a policy? Share permission, sharing and permissions. Admin, can you do that? So all those tasks, if you take away from users, you have to then do it yourself. Hey, admin, can you add it to the group? There are managed groups, and even users can create their own groups, right? So that's also, a thing that can be. So users are given certain tasks and they are trained on that. And especially one of the famous ones are. Anyone can tell me what are the rules that you guys who have been, working on Outlook for so long? What are some of the internal features that you use commonly? Anyone knows? In Outlook, what features commonly you can configure, you want to configure a bit more Outlook, what features you use commonly, regularly, like it has to involve some creation, you created something, you configured something properly, and that's the feature you use. Yeah, anyone knows, anyone has ever done any feature? No, right? Okay, what were the rules, Outlook rules? So when you go for that, right click, and there you go. No rule, right? Okay, where's the rules? Right click and move. Well, these are some of the features: create new folder, archive, copy. But no, I what I do a lot is the rules. And oh, this is online Outlook. Yeah, create rule here. So create rule, I use it a lot, configure it, and if this email came from this particular sender, then please um, move it to that folder, right? So I use this a lot, and many of us also use that, right? So anyway, but what? Yeah, these are the rules that or roles that you can give to the users as well, right? So guys, we're gonna go in detail with the roles here. Let's take our break and come back after these messages. There's no message. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're going to, can I pause the video and select record button to manage recording. So there's a pause button. Thank you. Hello guys, are you able to hear me? Yes, no, maybe. Oh man, I started talking without. Oh yeah, now you're able to hear me.
Amir, hey Amir,
Yep.
I'm on the phone with Microsoft. Okay, I'll
You're
let you guys know in a
kidding
bit.
me, man.
Well, why not?
Good.
Why
Yep.
not? He's having problems too.
Yeah,
Don't screw around here.
good man. Hey, say my hi. All right.
Tell him I said hi. I'll put you on mute and I'll call you. I'll talk
Okay.
to you guys in a bit. I'll just watch here.
Thank you, man.
Okay.
All right, guys. So we were talking about user roles to provide end users with some more uh, uh, privileges to be able to configure the Outlook features themselves instead of creating lots of tickets to perform seemingly trivial tasks. So that would be the main purpose there for user roles. And those tasks are like, no big deal. And but you will be facing a lot of tickets created there if you block those as well. So what are those roles then? And how much of privileges you should be giving to the end users. I mean, you can't just give a lot of privileges, but yes, Microsoft has added those roles there for a reason. So I'm going to go for new role assignment here, and I'm going to click that and test role assignment, and then we're going for next. Now here, these are the roles that you can decide whether to give or not to give to the users. Excuse me. Wow. Uh-huh. Okay. So select the permission. So my contact information. If this role enables individual users to modify their contact information, including address and phone numbers. Now you want them to do that. You don't want them to do that. In fact, there's a Microsoft recommendation as well. Let's go for that. I'm going to close this. And this default role assignment already there. So what has Microsoft already allowed? And Microsoft thinks that the user should be doing that, and what is not allowed still from this, and left us to decide as an option, right? So if I click that, so default role assignment policy here, description, this policy grants end users the permission to set their options in Outlook and manage their own settings. I'm just going to go for manage your own settings here, which is just, what did I do? Okay, manage permissions. That's where I need to go. So Microsoft says that yes, it's okay for the users to change their contact information and phone numbers and my profile information. Yes, user can do that. This role enables individual users to modify their name, distribution groups. So this role enables individual users to create, modify, and view distribution groups and modify, view, remove, and add members to distribution groups they own. So end users can create distribution groups as well. Can they? Really? So if I go to Outlook here, can I create a distribution group? So there's a new email here. If I click that, so new event I can create, new storyline post I can create, new document. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so if I go down to groups here, so this is the groups here, and there's discover groups, there's manage groups here, right? So if I right click on top of the groups, discover and manage. So if I go for manage groups, that is still an end user, right? Oh, I should go to the end user then, right? Why don't I just go to the end user? End user is Alex. I'm logged in from Alex already. Let's do it here. Okay. So one day it's gonna open. Yeah, Alex. So it's an end user. So can end user create a group with the default Microsoft policies? Microsoft says yes, they should be allowed to do that. So these are the groups for end user, and I'm going to go for manage group here. Suppose this user is part of some groups already, and so these are the groups. As soon as I click the manage groups, So this is the area where it is. So if I go new, there's a new contact, and user can also create their own contact list as well. Suppose it's IT team contact list or Project Toronto. Suppose there's a Project Toronto, so Project Toronto contact list, right? So users can create their own contact list as well, but they can create groups as well. So if I right click here, no, it's not letting me right click here. If I go down further, there's default group. This is just the directory or the contact list here. New contacts, yeah. Where is that option to? So I had that machine in VMware Workstation where I had local Outlook available. So we're still working on web-based Outlook, but people mostly use local Outlook in majority of the organizations. Majority of the people use local out and look. So I'm just going for local Outlook as well. But in online Outlook, we should be able to create groups, right? So if I go back here, right click on the folders. Oh, create new. Yeah, this is just create new folder. Why is it not saying create new groups here? Discover groups. If I go discover groups, create new folder, add shared folder mailbox. No, that's not it. Request to join sales email group. Okay, he's part of the sales email group, or the groups are there, and he's requested to join. But when I go manage groups, it just opens another tab here. And why is it not letting, or where did they move that feature as well? And that I want to create group. Okay, these are the groups, right? So member, owner. I don't have ownership, but add contacts, add list, manage contacts, add members is there, so the user can add member if there was a group, but can user create a group, right? So, hey, that was supposed to be an easy task. Anyway, I have the Outlook, other Outlook now should be available here, and this is the pin I gave. And this is the Outlook. So that's Teams. We're going to be coming to the Teams topic also, but this is the Outlook here. So if anyone's doing a lab with me, if then are you able to activate Windows? That's why it's are you able? But I have internet connection. Why didn't you activate? Okay, so there's the Outlook here, and this is the Office Outlook or the app that has the Outlook, and this is the same user which I'm logged into from browser as well. Yeah, it's the same I'm an admin user, and it's actually saying trying to connect, right? Trying to connect to Exchange. So I'm just going to quickly check if we have internet here in this machine, and it's in some kind of shock right now, and it's slow. But the thing is, yeah, so we should be able to create groups. I'm going to click restore here. And yeah, we do seem to have internet here. So it is still trying to connect, updating this folder. It is updating. So that's okay. So when it is updated, it has updated, then I'll check back again and then check for some features. Right now, it's not even letting me click. So let it come out of the shop, and then we're going to talk about it. So I'm just going back here, and we're going to be checking that if an end user within his or her Outlook can create a group. He or she should be able to do that. Oh, when I click owner in the group last time, it was still loading this piece, right? So there's add to favorites, add members, invite others, leave group. So Alex is part of sales email group. So and he was, I guess, the owner of the group as well. So that's why he can add or that's admin. So I can see some groups I'm an owner of. This is Amir admin, right? This is so when we go to owner, but I don't see even for my admin that where can I create groups? Like seriously. Hmm. Okay, that's not good. And this is Alex now. Alex, right? And member. Alex is a member of some groups, but even those memberships are not populating right now. If I go down to this and we meet in the meeting hall, yeah, dismiss that. So are you sure you want to dismiss all these members? Yes. So this was just a reminder, but yeah, we're connected now. Okay, that's good. Next up is creating steps for our class. Hang on. Wow, are you kidding me? That's good. Thank you, Seth.
Yeah, he's doing it for me right now. Hang on, guys.
Way to go, man.
No problem.
Okay, so here, I think since Microsoft is there, so okay. Yeah, I'm just going for groups now here, and if I right click, a new group is actually not allowed here. Now, this means that that role assignment policy is not yet there. So if I just put that as a screenshot, we need to enable this policy, right? So suppose the management says that, hey, we should allow end users to create groups. I'm not even end user, I'm the admin, but I'm not allowed. So that is not really working. So I'll just take this. So the question here would be uh, how to enable this guy, new group, right? Copy and so if you want to enable, obviously, I'm going to show you now that role assignment that we were talking about, or user roles that we were talking about, they enabled for the user or not, right? So our question: Are we are end users? So I'm just putting in the chat. Are end users able to create a group in Outlook, right? So by default, we see that the policy says no. Um, and yeah, that would be the problem number two here. So I'm just going to go back here to the policy. So I'll just go to the, yeah, here we go. And I'm going to go to the Exchange Admin Center. And there it actually shows that it's selected my distribution groups, and my distribution group membership. So if I just go there, default role assignment policy, is this policy attached to my mailbox? Amir admin mailbox, right? This is Amir admin mailbox. So I'm going to check that if this default role assignment policy is attached to my mailbox. It's a default policy, it should be attached. So if I go to my mailbox, Monday or Sunday, it's going to load. Yeah, there you go. So this is my mailbox here, and I'll just click it on top of it, and it's in short for why did I click. And okay, so Exchange Admin Center is, so I'm going to go to mailboxes again, and this is my Amir admin, so I'm going to click that again. Now it opens. Where do I see what's the policy we were seeing here? Oh man, it was here, roles, right? Roles, right? Yeah, it's the default role assignment policy. And mailbox, I'm going there, and not this mailbox, this one, role assignment, default role assignment policy. So that was in organization, others. If I go to others, and automatic replies, converted to shared mailbox archive, tip, set recipient main litigation hold, recover deleted items, group membership. There are there you go. Role assignment policy. So default role assignment policy is assigned to my mailbox. That's what I wanted to confirm. So this policy is assigned to my mailbox, but I'm not able to create groups. So I'm just going to go back to user roles here and click what is recommended by Microsoft and enabled. And the thing that is enabled is my distribution groups. But does it say create? The role enables individual users to create. Microsoft, what's wrong with you? It allows me to create, but you're not letting me create. Okay, so this needs to be resolved as well. Um, okay, so I'm gonna go back, go ahead. Now there is other rules, my custom apps. You can add apps there in the Outlook. So if I go to the Outlook here, there are apps here, right? Apps, and if I click that, so some custom apps I can add from here or not. Wow, these are just word access problem. But the apps are there. View Viva Engage. Viva is just giving you how long were you connected and other stuff. So I'm gonna go back here and the marketplace apps, read write mailbox apps, my base options. So there are some other rules here. My mailbox delegation. So the rule enables administrators to delegate mailbox permissions. So if the end users get that, they can let any other user connect to the mailbox as well, which is I would not give that. My retention policies is still an upcoming feature, very cool feature. How long do you want to retain your emails, right? How long do you want to retain your emails? My text messaging, my voicemail. So, uh, so that's the overall are the policies. There used to be much more policies there, but they've removed uh, at certain point in time in the past. Okay, so the idea behind this is you can just create your own role assignment policy and you can enable disable whatever you want and then attach that one to any mailbox, right? But we were supposed to create a distribution group, and I don't see that option enabled, which is a mystery to me. That why am I not able to create a group when I'm actually allowed through the organizational level policy to create a group, right? Within Outlook, within Outlook. Okay, so these are user roles with slightly higher privileges that you can give to the users. A majority of the privileges Microsoft has already enabled and given, so we're kind of good, and at least we are avoiding those tickets to be created. Uh, and other than that, Outlook Web App Policy. So what is that? Outlook Web App Policies is within the Outlook. What do you want to see? And that is so in Outlook, there is calendar. There are chats. There is chat here within the Outlook. Suppose I go for chat here. It also opens another tab. Okay. So Teams. It's just opening Teams. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I get that. So there's a feature called chat here. There's notebook feed here as well. There is my day. You can just put some tasks there, and there are some other features here, right? So the thing is, do you want to remove some of those options here? These ones and these ones. So that is all Outlook web app policies. Um, Now we're gonna check that what are the default. Now these policies are attached to default one is attached to all the mailboxes, right? But what are these policies? We're gonna check this out. Okay, so Outlook web app policies. Outlook web app policies. And so what policies, what kind of features we want in the Outlook and what not, right? It's just that. So if I go for what Outlook features we need and which not. Okay, so that's the Outlook web app policies. And if we go for that, So we're gonna just explore those policies. So I'm just gonna go inside the default one. We can create our own as well. And then first of all, manage name. Yeah, it's the name there. Manage features and access. So if you go over features here, so do you want instant messaging feature to be available in Outlook web app? Remember, it's web app. What is a web app? Web app is that this app, right? So I have two open. I'll just close that. So this is Outlook web app, but this is not Outlook web app, right? This is not Outlook web app. So, since I'm here, I'll just check one more thing. See, where's the group? Yeah, there's a group. Right click. Yeah, new group. I cannot click that. Why? Why? Okay, anyway. So, sometimes there's a PowerShell based policy solution that is not done by click, click, click. So there normally are those solutions as well. And okay, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about Exchange Admin. Yeah. So instant messaging, you want to remove text messaging, contacts, active Exchange active sync. So text messaging is, they have just one Teams messenger already there. So any kind of messaging is concerned, that is handled by Teams. So you can see that right now Teams is already open, and you can do in the Teams you can chat. So if I go to chat and I go Alex is already there, right? And hello Alex, right? So already if Alex is there, so I'm just going to go to Alex mailbox, and Alex also has this chat option, right? And even if you were away and somebody puts a message on Teams for you, so the email also comes for that hey, somebody want to talk to you on Teams. So this is Alex Teams application, or Alex Teams Messenger, and there okay, allow cookies. There, Alex can talk directly with me on Teams Messenger, right? And without that, we cannot even survive. Every day, it totally depends on team for all kind of conversation, chat, and meetings, and one-to-one talk, video talk, or audio chat. So we totally depends on Teams for that. Oh, come on, man. Okay, there's a chat that I said hello message. The admin, there's my message. Hello, Alex, right? So, hi, what's up, dude, right? So that's Alex now talking to Amir admin, and their. So yeah, this is a message from Alex to me. Hi, what's up, dude? Okay, anyway, so do you want to remove that text message? Right? Instant messaging, text messaging. Do you want to Exchange Active Sync is just a service for getting Outlook installed on the PCs connected to your Exchange. Contacts list. Oh man, why would I remove contacts? LinkedIn contact sync, mobile device contact sync, all address list. Wow. If you remove all address list, how would you check the list? Journaling, so all those features are there. Maybe you don't want anyone to create rules anymore from now on. So, right, you uncheck that, and the rule creation will be gone. Where was the rule creation? I showed you there for any message. If you right click and go advanced, there's rule creation. So this will be grayed out then. If we just, and this is our Outlook web app, so only for Outlook opened in the browser, right? So how about that, man? I'll just click that. So for default policy now, no more rules, right? Which I hope I remember to put it back. Security, change password. Oh, users won't be able to change password? Seriously? User experience. If you want to remove that, then you can uncheck that. Themes, email signature. They can't put signature. You're serious. Weather, premium client, interesting calendars, time management, calendar. Oh, how about we remove calendar as well throughout the organization? So yeah, all the meetings canceled forever. So just for showing that these are the web app or browser-based features that you can play with, and you don't want any of the features, you can uncheck. But does it actually work? Does it implement? All I did was uncheck, And this is the default policy attached to every mailbox. So if I click Save Changes here, I want to check some main features there. So that would be calendar is gone, right? So, well, is it gone or not? Sometimes it takes 24 hours to implement. And where's this policy? Is this policy implemented to every mailbox? So OVA mailbox, OVA is Outlook Web Access. OVA, Outlook Web Access, right? Mailbox policy. So default is OVA mailbox policy. Default is this. If I go to any mailbox here, right? Alex mailbox. So if I go to mailbox and default sharing policy, uh, default address, mailbox policies, sharing policy, MRM, manage mailbox policies. If I click that, now there it is. Sharing policy, role assignment policy, retention policy, address book. Actually, that is not web app policy. Outlook web app policies, right? Was that the policy? If I go there, what was the name? Over mailbox policy. So if I go to any mailbox, down, so others, mailbox policy, convert to mailbox, litigation, recipient, archive, mail tip, mailbox. It's supposed to have this. Outlook mailbox policy, mailbox policies in general. It's not there. Pension policy, role assignment policy, sharing policy, address book policy. If I go further, delegation does not have it, organization doesn't have it. General, general, manage email app settings, manage mobile devices. Okay, email app, that looks, yeah, there you go. OVA mailbox policy, manage settings for email apps. So yes, this policy is connected to every mailbox, right? So if I go to random Diego's mailbox, the tiger, Diego. Oh, okay. So yeah, it's attached, default policy, right? Attached to every mailbox. So Outlook Web App policy is there, and we have actually removed. So if I go back to manage features, uh, did we not? Yeah, we removed calendar and we removed inbox rules. Two things we removed, right? So did it implement right away? I'm just going to close this mailbox and check if there is any other mailbox there. Oh, there's an instance of the mailbox opened. And then I'll go to 9 dots here. Hello, 9 dots. I click you. Yes, you. And go to Outlook, right? And here, I see calendar, right? So calendar is there. And if I go to rules, I'm expecting them to be grayed out, but if the calendar did not work, then create rule is also there. So right now the policy, I think policy will take time to implement, right? Policy will take time to implement. But this policy, Outlook WebEx policy, sir, sign out and sign in again. Jamin says, okay, yeah, you're right. But that also then gets the policy implemented. So sign out. And sign out. It's a good close out browsers. And I'll just put this. So I could ask again. Yep, it's asking now. Sign in and my, okay, yes. Calendar is still there. Yeah, it might take 24 hours for the policy to implement as well. And if I go to Right click and rule. Yep, it's also still there. Yeah, we can check it out in 24 hours, and then we can maybe tomorrow, or I'll keep those policies enabled, so those options unchecked. This means we can always check them in next class as well, right? If I forget to check it after 24 hours. Anyway, the web app policies are for all the web app related things that you may or may not want, right? So calendar should be gone if the policy was implemented. If I click that, yeah, it still gives me access. This whole option should be gone, right? The button should be gone, or no access. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this exchange again. We don't need Teams right now. And we get to know that, yeah, Outlook Web App Policies is all what features you need in Outlook Web App itself, right? Now, if we go back down to migration, now that's something that is, if you have on-premises Exchange server installed, then you can do that. So I'm gonna click migration. Did it put me to migration? Yeah. I'm gonna click migration here and create migration batches to move multiple mailboxes to Microsoft 365 or Office 365. So migrating multiple accounts, that is, suppose there are 10,000 accounts. You can't just migrate all 10,000 accounts in one go. So the batches just means that you selected 50 mailboxes today, and then 70 mailboxes the day tomorrow you will select, and the day after some like that, right? I'm going to click that, learn more, migrating. So ways to migrate multiple email accounts to Microsoft 365 or Office 365. Migrate mailboxes from Exchange server, use the import service to migrate PST files, migrate email from another IMAP enabled. Anyone knows what's a PST file? Public switch television? No, it's not that. But anyone knows what's a PST file? Ever heard of that before? What is it used for? Okay, it's Raphael says it's an Outlook file. So anyone knows? Yeah, export of mailbox which is used. Yeah, exactly. So PST file, and I'm going to show you how to export from there from an Outlook. Suppose you want to export all the folders from Outlook and all the emails from Outlook. My boss in one of the companies, he says that all the emails from last 15 years I've been exporting in my PST file, and I've saved it somewhere. All the emails from last 10 years or 15 years. Yeah. So PST file, since we're talking about PST file here, migrate PST files, if I click that, use the import service to migrate PST files. If your organization has many large PST files, you can use the import service to migrate email data to Microsoft 365. Oh, that's interesting. So migrate email from another IMAP enabled email system. Anyway, we're going to talk about that, but PST file, since we're talking about that, so I'm just going to go back to this Outlook here, and now there are so many folders here, suppose, right, and all this. So I will go to just simply file here. Believe me, I clicked it. Oh yeah. Oh, it wasn't short. Okay, click again. File. Then there's open and export, right? So if I click open and export, so open Outlook data file or import and export. So I'm just going to go to import or export, and then it will then start a wizard, and that wizard asks that what do you want to export. There you go. So there are many options here: import a vCard, import that, import this, but I want to export all these emails, right? So there's export to a file here, And then I'm just gonna click next, and then separate values in a text file or CSV file, or you want to go for Outlook data file.pst, right? So it's simply just one file, .pst file, where all your emails of this mailbox will be stored and exported. Then you can just, after export, you can just simply copy it to your USB stick and then take it anywhere you want, right? So if I click next here, then it is asking, oh, what do you want to include in this export? So you're exporting all these emails to outside of Outlook. So what do you want? So I'm saying that, hey, include everything, include subfolders as well. Suppose I created a folder. In fact, there's a sales department folder here as well. So don't leave this behind, right? Just export, include all subfolders. And I'm going to click next after selecting the mailbox. If I just collapse it so you can see this. Okay, so there's IT support, but that's just a group that I'm attached to, right? And that's a group, right? So I just am interested in exporting my own emails outside. So next, and then it says that, hey, where do you want to export that?
Hey, Amir.
Yep, here's it.
Yeah, it's all resolved, okay? I'll let you guys know later on if you guys want to reach out to me after the class.
Oh, okay. That's great. Cool. Oh, thanks. Wow, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Or we can do it in next class to record the video.
Sure, yeah, no, I'll bring it up. I'll show you guys how to do it. It's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
It'll take 5 minutes to show you guys how to do it. Share my screen if you guys want.
Okay, nice. Great.
So I'll leave it till next week.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so yeah, here we're then going for the export of PST. So I'll just simply Control A, Control C this, so I could just get the path and right click here and run, and just remove the last file name so we could know the folder name, and press OK or enter so we could reach the folder where it's going to be exported. Now, for some reason, it's really slow. Okay, I should purchase a underneath fan below. Oh, it's not that hot as well. Okay. Okay, anyway, this is the folder where I need to export the file, right? So I'm just gonna minimize this, and then I'll just name it something else. So Amir admin of emails. Finish. It's gonna ask for a password. So small ABC, capital C, equal to 3, large equal to 3, small ABC, capital C, say password list. So Outlook also has a list, and then it's gonna export. If it was a heavy mailbox, it's gonna take a lot of time. If it's just so I've been exporting mailbox with 60 GB mailbox size, so 60. That is like huge, and I was like sitting, and then go get some Tim Horton coffee, and then come back, and we're still doing this. Okay. Oh well, it's going through all the folders, although we don't have much here, and that's just 37 emails. Like seriously, United States holidays is so heavy. Wow, it's overall machine speed, I guess. Wow. So yeah, how to do PST export and then import. So this is, export process. But that obviously that's manual. That you want to export all the emails and then import into online exchange online through migration process. You want to import this PST. Well, that's what they say there, that this is also one of the ways. Hey, that doesn't take that. United States holidays. Wow, serious. That's heavy. Holidays are heavy. Okay, sync issues and exporting. I think that's it. Thank God. And then if I go there to the folder, yeah, there you go. So the PST file is there, which is also called Outlook data file. But suppose we want to, oh yeah, show the hidden files, right? Hidden items, no, show extension, file name extensions. So the file name extension I just wanted to show, and that is .pst. Okay. So that is done, and this is the folder path here. I've copied it as well, minimize. So I can actually log in from here as well to the exchange from within the Outlook, and it opens my account here from within the virtual machine. Now I'm not in the laptop browser, so I'm in the virtual machine, and then I click this and admin, because I actually want to open exchange and then go to the migration feature. So admin is opening. Oh, it was already open. Seriously, this one was already open. And then yeah, the migration feature we were talking about. So if it doesn't open, just do this or do this. You can also do this, right? It just tries to vent out some frustration or look out in the window and scream, ah, okay, wrong admin center. Seriously, the one that I was opening was okay, but it was showing the admin center there as well. I don't know why. Bad. This admin center. Thought that was the same icon there as well. Okay. So one day when there's why am I opening from within that virtual machine? So I'm inside this virtual machine and I'm opening that because wow, okay, seriously. I'll just go back to I'll just put it to wait and go back here. We were talking about I'm going to go to Exchange Center and there's a migration batches. So this page actually is about all types of migration. So I'll just put it as a good read for migration scenarios. So Exchange, migration, mailbox. Obviously, it's always mailbox migration. All right, and I'll just put it here as well. Exchange mailbox migration scenarios here in the chat. Okay, WhatsApp chat. So once we do that, do what? We're just talking about that, but I wanted to actually go for add migration batch. Suppose I go for add migration batch here. Does it have that scenario where it can actually let us import PST files? First of all, um, there's Outlook web app here, right? So although this is the same account or Outlook that I exported this PST file from, so I have a PST file. Suppose it's a PST file um, for some other user, and I want to import it to his new mailbox, his or her new mailbox, right? So it's already there, the PST file. And in fact, I was just waiting for this admin center to open so I could just click show all. And no, it says that goes with my training. Wow, it's just too slow. Okay, so I want that PST file to be offered here. That hey, do you have a PST file? Okay, let's just migrate. Select a mailbox migration option and name the batch. So migration to or Exchange Online, migration from Exchange Online. So it's to Exchange Online, right? It's two words, Exchange Online. So PST import, I can name it that, but hopefully their feature is now a bit more mature and easier to use. Select the migration type. Remove remote move migration, staged migration, cutover migration, cross tenant migration, Google Workspace migration. Okay, this is like from Google Workspace. Now this is doable. It's online to online, right? We don't have to install a full Exchange server and connect it to internet and then on premises and so on. So Gmail migration, I think I should try to do this. I mean, I'll try to come up with a lab with this. But this is a remote move migration. Um, this option migrates the contents of mailboxes from an on-premises Exchange to Exchange Online. You can migrate batches of mailboxes until all mailboxes are migrated to the cloud. So this is remote move migration, right? Stage migration, if I go for that, this migration is supported by Exchange 2003 and Exchange Server 2007. Stage migration. This option migrates the contents of the mailbox on premises. This is also staged is what? That in different stages you're migrating, right? So you have a pretty old Exchange server, 2003 and 2007, and then first you migrate. So let me just put it in the diagram here. So here you have a branch, and you are talking about you're talking about on-prem. So a Toronto branch here, and you have Exchange server here. So it's Toronto branch. So that's a new city that I just came up with. Yeah, Toronto. Yeah, and we have mailboxes here. Exchange servers here. Suppose Exchange on-premises server. Now this is Exchange 2007, and suppose, and this is Exchange 2016 or 2019 or 2022. So the thing is that, and this is your Exchange Online. So Exchange Online can be connected from Exchange 2013 and 2016 actually onwards. So there is Exchange 2016. There is on premises if you have deployed that 2016, 2019, 2022, right? So all those exchanges are there, and previous versions are 2013, 2007, 2003. So if it's 2007, you cannot make a connection from here to Exchange Online. It doesn't support that. This Exchange server is too old for that. There are no built-in features for that, right? So you have to first migrate in stage one from 2007 to 2016, and then from there, whichever is a newer version with built-in features to be able to connect to Exchange Online. From there, you can then migrate the mailboxes. So obviously it's still mailboxes that are migrate mailboxes in batches. So if there are, as I said, 10,000 mailboxes, so you won't be, you know, moving 10,000 mailboxes at one time. So 70 or 80 or 100 mailboxes per day, you will go. So mailboxes in batches, but you first go from here to here, then you move up, right? So that's staged migration. So this is staged. And there are many others. So there's also cutover migration as well. This migration is supported by Exchange Server 2030, 2003, and later versions. Again, the same thing that you have to, you're not just having then cutover just means that this is it. You're not really using it right away. So, what is the difference between then the stage one and the cutover? So, you are migrating mailboxes, but the environments are alive. They are still working, and you are migrating the batches. So people are connecting to their mailboxes from their Outlook. They are connecting if they're as long as their mailboxes are here. So they're connecting from the local exchange to their mailboxes. And when the mailbox has finally moved there, then they're connecting to that mailbox there, right, and no longer here. But so that stage that yeah, both environments are working right now. So cutover is that you have moved mailboxes here, and that's it. It's no longer accessible now for any other thing as well. It's simply all gone, and the environment is. So maybe when you are adding the last few hundred mailboxes and you are done with that, then you just simply cut over. But cutover just means that now in one move you need to move all the mailboxes for smaller organizations obviously, and then cut over. This exchange server is not available for any kind of access, any kind of policies, any kind of anything, right? And then there is cross-tenant migration. So that is, this option migrates the contents of mailboxes from one exchange online organization or tenant to another exchange online organization or tenant. You can migrate batches of mailboxes until all desired mailboxes are migrated to the other tenant. So that's very interesting as well. This is obviously all online. So tenant cross-tenant migration would be um, Exchange Online for uh, abc.com tenant, and then there is xyz.com tenant as well. And there they also have Exchange Online. So uh, you suppose this company abc.com was bought and taken over by XYZ, right? So they don't want this company's exchange to exist. So they say that, okay, why don't, because we bought this company now and all the mailboxes with all the emails, we need that. So why don't we just migrate all the mailboxes? So mergers or takeovers, and so all the mailboxes could be migrated here. Mailboxes migrated. And yeah, so that is online to online between two organizations. So if I go there, cross tenant migration, so this is doable. And then obviously the Google Workspace, Gmail, and that is not going towards Gmail. It's like, hey, you are moving away from Gmail to us. So always, obviously, why would they lose business by doing that? But maybe it's two way. But so cross-tenant migration is yeah, exchange online to exchange online, different tenants, and then Google Workspace. This often migrates the contents of mailboxes from Google Workspace, Gmail organization to Exchange Online. You can migrate batches of mailboxes until all mailboxes are migrated to the cloud. Yeah, that's doable as well. So that would be obviously the diagram where you have then Google Workspace, right? Google Workspace. And mailbox migration would then happen this way, obviously. Mailbox migration happens this way, right? But the thing is that, oh, okay, happens, well, any exchange online, I was supposed to point it here. Um, so these are the two online migrations that also happen. And then there is that IMAP migration. This option migrates the contents of your user mailboxes from your source email system to Microsoft 365 and Office 365. If your source email system supports IMAP, you can migrate batches of mailboxes until all mailboxes are migrated. This conversion is supported by Exchange and other email systems. So what is IMAP? POP3 and IMAP, right? So those are the protocols where you can, suppose you're in some remote area here, or you have limited internet connectivity. So limited internet. So what you do is we connect to internet and then download all the emails since our last connection. That's it, and check those. Oh, whatever you want to. Um, you want to send emails, so when internet is available, then you already made ready the emails to send, right? The thing is that you you connect at certain amount of times in the day, and um, you download emails. And so POP3 and IMAP both are often. POP3 is older, IMAP is newer version of, but basically you download all the instruments from there. So still the mailbox that are connected with POP3 or IMAP protocols, do you want to migrate them? So that's that scenario. Now here, I don't remote move migration. This is supported by Exchange Server 2010 and later versions. So yes, if we go to the diagram, so this would be Exchange 2010 or later version. So Exchange not even 2013, 2016, but 2010. And until then, it supports, and it can support migration from there. Here, if I just keep it like that, just to explore some more options here. If I go to next, and then prerequisites is there. Before you begin, read how to prepare for a remote move migration. To complete the remote move migration, estimated time to complete 10 minutes to configure the migration batch, but the total time to complete the migration depends on the number of mailboxes included in each migration. You need to be assigned permissions. For this procedure, hybrid deployment is configured between your on-premises and Exchange Online. If you're running 2013 Exchange, make sure the mailbox replication proxy, MS proxy, MRS proxy service is enabled on your on-premises. So I don't have any on-premises, but I'm just going and exploring until they say, hey, stop here. The migration endpoints are connection settings for the server that you want to migrate users to or from. They can be associated with any migration batch. Select or create the migration endpoint. So what is endpoint? Endpoint is that, what is the other side from which you're making a connection. So if, your mailboxes are going to arrive here, so what's the other side of the endpoint? Other side of the endpoint is obviously first the router and of the company, and the router has opened port 25, which is email SMTP, right? And there, or whatever other ports for migration, we have to check the Microsoft documentation. So through router, where it is forwarding that, obviously it's gonna forward that to Exchange server. So that would be our migration endpoint. So is the Toronto branch outbound inbound connector to and from the branch to the internet configured? And that connector, once configured, is then through that connector the Exchange is connected to the Exchange Online, and then migration occurs. So it's just saying that, hey, what is the name of the connector? So create a new migration endpoint. Next, migration endpoint, account with privileges, password of account with privileges, remote MRS proxy server. So obviously, if you have configured all that, inbound, outbound connectors to internet, and then from this branch, if all the connection is there, then only you can populate this, page. So I don't see that this is something that we can do, but we do understand that there are so many types of migration scenarios, and in fact, online to online migration scenario is also another interesting one. And many companies do have multi-cloud presence, so they have Google mailboxes as well, and we're actually creating those now. for a project. And we also have still Microsoft mailboxes, but Google mailboxes could also be there, right? So these are all the scenarios that we have talked about. But yes, I will be creating a lab for either Microsoft to Gmail to Microsoft migration of mailboxes, or cross tenants by creating one more Exchange Online and then migrate mailboxes from there. More interesting would be Google Workspace, but whatever is doable, so I'll try to do that. But migration types really are interesting, and yes, at least just like I mentioned to you that at least do one SSO connectivity, and you guys, some of you did more than two SSO single sign-on connectivity with other sites and Microsoft. So yes, at least do one migration. If not on premises to cloud, then cloud to cloud. Go through at least one migration. So I'll be uh, trying to configure one of the migrations, one type of migration, anyone, to get an idea. Because once you've done any of that migration, you should be able to do other type of migration as well. Well, online I'm talking about. So that's the thing. But remember that I was talking about PST file, right? And our PST file that was exported from this Outlook is still waiting. Hey, where do you want me to import? Because emails from this were exported. Suppose we do have Alex mailbox as well, right? Online Alex mailbox. So why don't we import, or we try to import this admin? So suppose Alex is a new admin and our admin has left the company and went to some other company, right? Now he Alex, the new admin, suppose he's admin, wants to import all the emails, export and import all the emails, right, to his mailbox from that old administrator mailbox. So that could be a scenario, or any other scenario. But PST file is there to be imported back to some Outlook. So can we do that with Alex mailbox if we go for Outlook and go up here? That's remember that this is the client mailbox, and we have client mailbox support import as well. It should, and why is it not really showing? Am I seeing the right area here? Because if there's a file and import, hey, how come this mailbox looks a little? So if I just go back to my admin mailbox here, does it show everything? Yeah. I it's easier to go for on-premises Outlook, the Outlook installed on Windows 11 or 10 mailbox to do some import. But with Outlook Web App, does it even support okay, let's just politely ask, does Outlook Web App support import of BSD? Because Outlook we have always done with on installed Outlook on Windows 10 or 11. The PST file will be imported to Office. Right now, you can access it via Outlook Web Access only. Well, this is not the only manual method to import PST. Blah blah blah. You scan the drive shipping method to PST to Office. Okay, so there are ways to do that. I never had to do this before directly to the OVA, or Outlook Web Access. But this is download install. Oh, easy. Okay. Export, yeah, easy. Yeah, you're saying
There's a first for everything, remember?
first.
For everything.
Yeah, there's a first. Yeah, Outlook Web App. I never had to discuss this with others. Now, just like I exported this file, I can easily import from here as well for the
Oh,
Outlook.
for sure.
Always done this here, but with Outlook Web App, we never had
Just
to
like,
do that.
get this, Amir. I had a 2016 Outlook,
Mhm.
a 2016 Outlook
Mhm.
version for Microsoft, And within Outlook, when I created a shared mailbox, it didn't have the from button.
Oh,
So you don't think about adding the from button, right? Because you don't recognize it that it's part of the it was part of the actual image itself.
oh,
And you had to go in and option the from button because the from button wasn't there.
yeah,
It's pretty wild how you how certain things happen in
yeah,
certain situations, right?
yeah, it happens definitely, definitely. All kinds of solutions come.
Oh,
It
for sure.
Yeah, it says here that we need a third-party tool for implementing that, but there is no in-house solution by Microsoft, I guess. Alternate solution to import PST items to Office 365, which is Outlook web app, right? So creating a PST import job. Oh, after creating the CSV file, the PST file is uploaded to Azure location. It's Azure location with AZ copy. Wow, that's long, man. Down install Azure Capable for production.office.com and then upload it to Azure and then import it to Office 365. That's painful. So, you know, that's what this is for those who have E1 license. Like they can't even download the on-premises Outlook version. For them, this is either purchase a third-party tool or go for this long method of uploading it to Azure storage and then importing it to PST. That's like pain in the neck. Seriously. And obviously, it makes sense. Outlook web app is, I mean, browser-based, right? Okay, Sandeep says in the chat, I think OVA only goes with Exchange Online, not with Cache. Exactly, yeah. So that's why, the way I exported this, let me just show you with the Outlook installed on this Windows 11 or 10. You can how to import it as well because that's what we've been doing. But now we know that, and I never had to do that. We don't have to do that because just go ahead and install Outlook here in Windows 10 or 11 and simply do it very easily. I've opened the same wizard again, and you can just simply import from another program or file, and then next, and then it says, "Oh, is it a .pst file?" That's it, and then it says where's that file. So now we're importing file to import, right? And I go browse, it's the same folder. I'll go and give, it's the same Outlook. That's why I'm not going to go ahead much further. Whenever it says stop or it gives an error, we'll just stop anyway. But it's the same exact uh, Outlook whose files I exported. Now I'm importing. Import items into the same folder. No, import items into the current folder. We can do that too, or same folder as well if you're just moving from one PC to another. And finish. So it just simply start importing to the same folder the emails. And if it was another Outlook, yeah, I would just. That's the same process of importing as well. And yeah, it's importing now. Seriously. Okay, so that's just PST. That's a very manual process. Suppose you have 10,000 mailboxes. Good luck. I mean, like you can't go PST then, obviously. Then you have to go through a pretty. If it's an on-premises branch and it's 10,000 mailboxes or lots of mailboxes, then the procedure is totally different. You have Exchange on-premises installed, and then you connect it to Exchange Online, and then export with batches. So that's a lot of hassle there. But many organizations are in the process of moving to Exchange Online, or they have already moved to Exchange Online and still maintain their on-premises environment. So hybrid environment is there pretty much. Many job announcements I saw there, they were saying that we are in the process of moving to Exchange Online. So if there are any troubleshooting, then the administrator will have to troubleshoot as well. So in that case, yeah, they are having Exchange installed on premises or in your laptop, and then migrating one mailbox to Exchange Online would be a very, very good experience. I mean, I can share with you some step-by-step labs, and you can try to do it at home. They're pretty overwhelming kind of labs, but if you get it over with, wow, it's an experience that you need to post on your resume, right? But it really takes time. A huge amount of errors come, and Yeah, it's pain in the neck. Okay, so we're talking about migration. Then there's PST migration, PST to PST migration. But also, yeah, this is a good example of if suppose the license is so, I mean, low price license where the license doesn't even let you install or download Outlook. I think E1 is like that. That you only get online Outlook, right? You cannot download anything. So that is very cheap as well, right? But if in case you end up with that kind of scenario, then you have to so for Outlook web app PST import. Um, so there's a link here that tells different ways and third-party tools that also help you do that. Otherwise, best scenario for import, best for BSD import slash export is do it on MS Outlook, right? Microsoft Office Outlook installed on your Windows OS. Okay, and yeah, I just showed you how to import export and it's recorded in the video. Now, other than that, yes, the other one is Workspace Gmail. This option migrates, yeah, contents of mailboxes from Google Workspace. Suppose I go for next here. Before you begin, read how to perform Google Workspace migration. You must be a Microsoft 365 Global admin to complete the migration, obviously. I'm going to click that. One SSO lab is a must for Azure Active Directory topic, and one migration, online or on premises. Most preferably online for our lab purpose. But yeah, this is the migration. So how to migrate? So I'm just gonna put that in the chat. Migration of mailboxes from Google Workspace to Exchange Online. Now this is the lab, and I will try to get it up and running by next class or the class after that. Hopefully this long weekend I spend this and do this lab. But this is the page I shared with you in the WhatsApp chat as well. And this one does show all the process, but sometimes Microsoft showing something, and there are some people who have done this lab on their lab environment. Those are much more easier than this. So watch overview of automated batch migration from Google Workspace. So we're going to attempt that. At least you should put in your resume, hey, I've done migration from Google Workspace to Exchange Online, if not on premises, right? You can migrate the following functionalities from Google Workspace: mail and rules, calendar, and contacts. Well, that's what we really need. So select your method of migration: automated through the new Exchange Admin Center, manual through the new Exchange Admin Center, as well as classic Exchange Admin Center, PowerShell. So there are three ways to migrate. The largest single email message that can be migrated is based on the transport configuration of your configuration. Wow. The default limit is 35 MB for email message that could be migrated. And yes, prerequisites are these, and then for detailed information on these steps, see Google Workspace. So ensure you have assigned a project creator role and you are signed to Google Workspace with project creator credentials. Okay, so on the Google side, what roles you need? Ensure you complete the following procedures before initiating the migration process. Create a subdomain for mail routing to Microsoft 365 and Office 365. Create a subdomain for mail routing to your Google Workspace domain. Provision users in Microsoft. So what is create a subdomain for mail routing? So obviously when you're migrating, you still need the email to be working. So your mailboxes are here, maybe 20, 30, 100 mailboxes are here, right? You are migrating. Now those users have been receiving all their emails through Google Workspace, but you're migrating now. So migrating, suppose there are 500 mailboxes and you can't do all migrations in one go. You have to do it in batches, right? So first batch went, and their mailbox is moving. Suppose it's 20 GB mailbox. suppose it's a big one. So it's taking time to move. The emails are still arriving for those guys as well. So obviously there is that cutover time as well where the mailbox is not available to receive. Otherwise, it happens that um, you know, while the emails are being sent and mailbox is being migrated, there are certain time or minutes, sometimes or even more, that mailbox has stopped receiving emails because it is being cut over. Its connection from here is cut over, and internet to its mailbox connections is being made here in the Exchange Online. So that transition is told to DNS servers as well, and then the emails are really disrupted in that process for a few minutes, sometimes a bit more. So the migration process or from Google Workspace and Exchange Online, they just say that, hey, emails are coming. We're going to save it on our storage. As soon as the mailbox is available, we're going to release all those emails to the mailbox there. So obviously these two should be having connectivity with each other. These two should be telling each other, hey, we are doing a migration, and when emails are coming, save it somewhere. And until the mailbox is available, keep sending those emails to those mailboxes. And wherever the cutoff time is, so I think Microsoft or Google, they both have that. They can store the emails that have not reached the mailbox for a couple of hours, right? It could be a couple of days as well, but I've heard hours. And by that time, obviously, the mailbox, if it's migrated, yeah, all the emails will be released, and then the new emails would actually arrive to Exchange Online, not Google Workspace. So the idea behind that is to not miss any email that is coming while the transaction is while the migration is going on. So it's not easy, obviously, but yeah, the companies pay for complicated skills. They don't pay for easy skills. So yeah, if it's complicated and you've done it, then yeah, put it on your resume, boast about it. Yes, I've done migration, and interviewers always are jumping from their seat when they hear that, oh, you've done migration. And because this is the most painful thing to do, one of the most painful things to do, anything could go wrong, right? So if you have that kind of experience, wow, you're in demand. Any kind of migration for any application, right? Okay, so here, yeah, this is not a lot they're telling. Obviously, you have to dig out. I will have to dig out. So I'm going to be searching for those YouTube step-by-step videos where people like me, people like you and me, have done it, and they are pretty straightforward always. And we will make our own version of that too. Okay, so this is an assignment for me that configure. So I'm going to be getting a Google Workspace project and then Google Workspace service account and yeah, all this. And then let's see how it goes. Yeah, how many mailboxes I come up with. Even one mailbox migration would be, if it is successful, yes, we're good then. Okay, so other than that, we've talked about migration, but yes, there's one migration that I will be doing. I will coming up with the lab at least, and so I'm just gonna go back to down. So we were talking about this. We talked about migration batches. One lab we'll be doing. The next is a mobile access, right? So mobile device access, if we go for so here it says quarantine devices within the mobile device access. So if why would the device be quarantined? If there was something found in the device that is malwares, full of spam, viruses, it detects that. It's Microsoft Defender detects that, so it will be quarantined. Also, there's another thing about quarantine that once, okay, let me just another paint diagram. So when you log in from iPhone or cell phone, right? So let me get a cell phone for that. Cell phone, okay, iPhone. I'm an iPhoner. My director says, she says that if you have an iPhone, you're not a technical person. You have to have Android, or especially Google phone, because it has so many automations there and AI, which iPhone lacks. Anyway, it's offending, but yeah, I would say, hey, she's the director, so she can send. Anyway, so images, and yeah, so I'll just grab something from some image here. So suppose there's a phone here, and you're logging in from a phone. You've deployed Outlook, so we're going to be learning how to deploy Outlook through Intune from in our cell phones. And this time we're going to be going for more features. Anyway, so Outlook in the phone, right? So once you log in from Office 365 in the phone, now what's wrong with me? Spellings, PHON. All right, then it appears here. It cannot, according to the policies that you have configured. I'll just put that whole screen here. Wow. So what happens is, as soon as you log in from the currently logged in account, the currently logged in account that I'm logged in from is this, right? I'm an admin. So if I install Outlook in my phone and log in from that same account, then what will happen is that this my Exchange Admin Center detects that, oh, from some new device, somebody connected to my client app Exchange. It's an Exchange server, right? So Exchange server's client is Outlook. So someone from new device connected to my Outlook, and it's a cell phone, it's a mobile device, right? So it then automatically adds that to quarantine, that okay, somebody logged in. Hey admin, you want to check who logged in? Because it's safe to put this on quarantine first. And if you say, yeah, this is our guy, and yeah, we told him or her to actually log in from Outlook from cell phone, so I'm going to put it out of the quarantine. So that's why this quarantine devices is there, that anyone should not be able to just simply log into Outlook and start using it. Quarantine will not let you use the company Outlook until you move that device out of quarantine, right? So that's a good security feature, and it should be then implemented. But we're going to be implementing it properly with Intune when the Intune course starts. There are some pictures, and there's use network upload to import PSD. Okay, so Jamin has shown another way in the chat, WhatsApp chat, for importing files to this import PSD to M365. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing. So this is I'll just put it in the video, so it's a WhatsApp group anyway, so you're all added there anyway. So there's an import with data lifecycle manager in Microsoft Purview, where we go to when we are clicking compliance policy, data lifecycle management, Microsoft 365, and import. Use the import service to move email PSD files from your organization servers to Office 365. You can ship hard drives to Microsoft and upload the files directly. Wow, that's good, man. Since we just
But you have to be assigned a role.
yeah, so you have to be assigned a role, and then yes, you can do it. But this is kind of, since I have the all the privileges. So if I quietly go to, because the PSD file is ready, and
Yeah,
I
should be
will
able to.
enter first of all, and I have closed that already. So I'm gonna go compliance, and then once it opens, data lifecycle management, if data classification, it's way down here. Data lifecycle management, this one, Microsoft 365, this one, and then import. And if I go to import, then Okay, use the import service. Okay, where's import? To complete import jobs, you must be assigned the mailbox import export role in Exchange Online. After this role is assigned, it may take up to 24 hours before you can start creating jobs. Use the import service to move email PST files from your organization to blah blah blah. Yeah, you were saying?
It's gonna say you can ship your hard drives.
Yeah, it also does hard drive shipping, just like
Ship,
AWS.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the import, but if once this role is assigned, then we can also. So that's very good practice to actually do an import, and it actually works. So that would be a really good thing to do, right? So another thing that needs to be done. Oh yeah, good. It just says that it needs an extra role to be given to the user, and then import button should appear, right? Should appear. Okay. So yeah, lots of tasks to do. But yes, so there are always system, there are processes there that needs to requirements that needs to be fulfilled, and then the import button comes. But in the picture, yes, once the role is assigned, then in the picture it shows the import button. Right now it shows the export button. Hey, export what? So I have the export button, but if I click export, so yeah, it's just the data that is available here that can be exported. So, but there is no data right now. So that's good. We were talking. I'm just going to go back to Exchange Admin Center. We were talking about mobile device access. Ah,
Is it like a
so
bulk operations, Amir? Like similar, you're importing a CSV and you got to put all the information in there. Is that
yeah,
what they're trying to say? Okay, got it.
exactly. Bulk operations. So yeah, it's going to be batches, but right now it's like just one PST. So this needs to be done as well. I was gonna actually log in from my cell phone Outlook, and my I'm also logged in from my company already with my Outlook. Many of you would be. I have Outlook in my cell phone with I just when I do labs, I just go crazy and do it no matter what. But my company email is also in my cell phone iPhone Outlook, so I need to be very very careful. Settings is there, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to log into my Outlook right now in my cell phone Outlook, and then I want you to see that okay, it shows up here, and now it could take forever or it just happens right away. I don't know about that, but and I need the password for that too. So let me just quickly log in from my cell phone. So it's the domain is already showing. This one I need this information. I'm logging in from Outlook right now. Admin add 0xbsc. So it's 0xbsc dot on Microsoft.com, right? And add account. It's gonna ask for password. Oh, authenticator. Okay. Hey, I'm not using authenticator in that way. I'm using the text one, right? So it's asking for password now. I'm just uploading this screenshot in WhatsApp now, so you can see what stage I'm in my Outlook. So what I'm doing in my cell phone, this is the first screenshot. I hope you see there now. Yeah, you can see in WhatsApp, right? Okay. So that I'm gonna put the password now. Small ABC, capital ABC. Shift to series exclamation at and pound. What is exclamation at pound? Force equals where's pound? Yeah, with point. And then with 1, 2, 3. Please sign in. Your account password is incorrect. If you don't remember your password. Oh no, it was not this. IOP capital. It was IOP. Small IOP. Capital IOP. then shift 1 to 3 exclamation at count, and then 1, 2, 3. Come on, just sign me in. Okay, it's kind of working. Okay, it signed me in from a cell phone. It did. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm signed in. And oh, there you not go. Okay, default optional. Now this is the policy. Well, the device actually appears here. I'm gonna go to device access rule and check that as well. Device access rules were added here, but and one more area where the user's device appear. If I go to the mailbox here, where it shows right away, I'm just trying to go for that. Organization others.
Hey, Amir,
Yeah, mail
speaking of that import export, this is where we do the import export, by the way.
here,
Yeah, I remember.
here in this area where I'm now.
Yeah, in this area, yeah.
Uh, import
You
export
can export. Yeah, you can export PST files in EAC.
in this area where I'm now.
Yeah, yeah, recipients. Right?
Recipient, this one.
Yeah, then go to the ellipsis. No, the from.
Here.
So in the mailbox, you need to search a user, any user, right?
Yeah,
And
there.
then click on the ellipse, and then click export to PST file. You remember that?
Where is it? I mean, like, I don't see it here, but I never did it from here. Well, it could be here, but
Okay, we'll talk about that after. We'll talk about that
okay,
after.
sure. Yeah.
Talk about
Okay.
that after.
So what I want to show was if they show now that mailbox related in Exchange, they mobile devices there. See this general and mobile devices. Manage mobile devices, and well, here it's supposed to show. Now I'm logged in from that, and after some time it starts showing here for the particular user. You have to go to, so click that, go to general. Oh man, it just refreshes the whole page. Mailboxes. Oh, and I was not seeing my devices. I was seeing Adele. I'm gonna go to my username because this is the username with which I log in seriously. And then general, and then mobile device. Yeah, it shows. Okay, so this is I'm logged in from Outlook for iOS and Android, but if I click that extra information here, device okay, device name not available, device type Outlook, and Outlook for iOS and Android, and device ID. Okay, there you go. Device ID, it shows phone number. It doesn't show IMEI. It doesn't show iOS 16. Yes, this is what I've replied. So it is iOS. I was just trying to tell that, hey, where is the iOS? There it is. So as soon as you log in, um, so you have to go in Exchange Admin Center. As soon as you log in from Outlook, you have to go to Exchange Admin Center and then go to your user and then go to mobile device, and it will tell you when did you connect, what is your device ID, what is your, is it Android or iOS, right? And click here for more information. Event access set by global. So what is the access and what domain is there and what time did you connect to Outlook? So all information is there inside this. But even more information if you need, then more powerful tool is the MDM, mobile device management, which is in Intune, understanding mobile device management. Yeah, well, I'll tell you when we reach Intune how to set it up with iOS. But this is just initial information that hey, this user is actually using Outlook in his or her cell phone as well, right? So this is the now if I go back to where I was showing you before, mobile and then mobile device access. So yes, the policy is not in place for the device to be quarantined first, and then users, and then the admin comes here, yeah, this is our guy, no problem, and remove it from quarantine. So, but we can create those rules as well. So if I go to add, there is create a rule for a device family or for a specific model. or for a specific model. To select a specific model, select the device family first, right? And then, well, let's install families and only this model. We haven't added that, and allow block or quarantine. Suppose I go for quarantine here, but we have to have a defined all the models first for them to appear here, and then we can put quarantine that if this model comes, quarantine them first. Right now, there's no rule. That's why it actually has started using Outlook, and it is letting me use Outlook, which is kind of a security loophole here, that you need to have a rule where you initially you can't just let them blindly connect to this, right? You can't let them blindly connect to our environment and Outlook. They should, as soon as they are loaded, they should be blocked, and you should then make sure is that the user that's supposed to connect, allow it, or take it out from quarantine and again allow it, right? But you have to define all that for this to work. If I click learn more here, this model is available in, okay, so on-premises exchange and in the cloud-based service, some parameters. So they say that you have to define models. I just want to add models here. And example one does what? This example creates device access rules that blocks access for iPhones that are running iOS version. Yeah. So it's specifically done. You can add a model and actually block it directly. And if it's blocked or quarantined, then obviously you have to come here and unblock it. So you have to do it on PowerShell. ONK. But it's no rule means yes, you can actually just that it starts working, which is not good. In our company, what we have done through Intune, we have put a rule there that if the device is compliant, only then compliant with Intune rules, only then it can connect to our organizations. If it is not compliant with our Intune rules, it cannot connect to our organization Outlook or Exchange. So general, and then manage mobile devices, and then yeah, this is. So if I log in from my user account with Android device, that also will come here, or tablet, that will also come here, and it will give actual details when you click it, right? That which exact iOS version is or Android version is that. So that's really good to know for any user, and then you can put an alert there as well that hey, this user logged in, but just put the restriction: users should not be able to connect at all, right? They should not be able to connect at all by their own. And in Intune, we have configured that for our company, so I will show during the Intune lesson that how to really put that policy of cap, conditional access policy we are using. Okay, anyway, so guys, we have reached here mobile device access, and we have actually gone for this rules, device rules, actually accessing quarantines mobile devices that aren't managed by rules or process exemptions, and notifies and select admins when these devices. So yeah, this is just device rules quarantine notification. If there's something blocked, email, right? But where do we give the model of the device other than PowerShell? It makes sense that we should do it with PowerShell to block certain models, and those models will appear here. But better to do all this MDM stuff or mobile device management from Intune. That is more powerful, right? Okay, we have reached this mobile device access, and we're going to be going for reports, insights, public folders, organization settings. So maybe next class would be the last or second last, because we still need to do one migration lab, online migration lab. Okay, guys, so have a nice long weekend, and see you next class. Bye and bye.
Thank you. Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Everyone.
All right. Bye. Bye. Thank you. Again.